Welcome everybody to match day 15 of the Premier League season. It's your boy, Charlie Walsh, aka Toplet. Hello everyone, how are we all? Hopefully my internet is better than Gio's. Please do let me know if it's struggling like his was. How are we all? I've got my Christmas jumper on. Last time I can wear it. My girlfriend got it for me for Christmas. It says Run the Yules on it. It's a Run the Jewels thing. This is going to be a problem. It's very bright, and I don't know how. I'm going to have to use all of my technical know-how to make it so it doesn't destroy everything. Maybe? No, we'll keep sorting it out. There we go. That should be slightly better. How are we all? How was your Christmas? Hope it was well. Gio was using that Nintendo 3DS Wi-Fi. Bro, it felt like it, didn't it? Usually I don't watch the build-ups because I'm usually too busy getting ready, right? But last night I I did it all. I went to bed very, very late, so I did it all then. So today when I woke up, I was like, oh, I've got time on my hands, you know. I'm calm. It's nice. It's fresh. So I sat down, watched the video, and yeah, his internet was not good, was it? But it's a Boxing Day fixture. Let's just call it that. It's match day 15. It's West Ham. It's Brighton. It's a game I was very confident about until I saw the lineup. Now, what have we got going on today? As I send someone a link I need to send them. It's a very exciting day for a couple of reasons. One, it's football. Always exciting, right? Always a good time. Secondly, I gave you a little hint. Last week. But basically, we're going to start having guests on, right? We're going to start having guests on every now and then. Most streams. No one's gonna replace Tom full time, but we are going to be having guests on every now and then. Just people to come and help me out most games, and I wanted it to be you. That's the thing. Right, I wanted it to be you. I wanted you lot to get involved, because the thing about the watch-alongs that was so great that me and Tom always enjoyed was the fact that me and you basically we all got to chat, we got to hang out, we got to have fun, and I felt like that was the one that I didn't want to lose that. And so, with Tom no longer doing them, I thought, well, this is an opportunity we could take here to do a little something, to do a little bit of bands, you know. And so that's what we're gonna do. So today, it's the first time we're going to have a guest on that isn't a Leeds fan. That isn't an opposition fan. He's in the chat every single time, and I have to thank him for that, because he's an absolute legend. He's my brother from another mother. It is CB, Charlie Boy, coming in live from Brooklyn. So I'm sorting that out now. But just while I do, hello to everyone in the chat. Abdu Allen, Bus Driver Ninja, what a name, Bus Driver Ninja, CB's in the chat, shout out, Chuck, Dave, Ben, Dino, Fo, Sheezy, Hammers Mold, Irish Tommy, James Gunn, Jason Lloyd, Jeffrey Stelly, Migsy, Mike Monera's in the chat, hello Mike, Sean Conway, Shadow, 1701, sorry, Stuart Surrey, Tim Redshaw, Vinny N, Wacky Studios, Wally World, Chuck, everyone's here, everyone is here. And we're going to go through the starting lineups and everything in just a second. But there is one extra person here. One absolute legend of the game.
Twin.
Hang on. There he is. How are you, my friend? How are things?
Hey, brother. What's going on? How we doing?
How was your Christmas, bro?
Hey, that's why I got the snowman mug ready to go. It's still Christmas.
I see. I've got the West Ham Man United mug. CFAX that Rebecca sent me a long time ago. So, you know, I'm trying to wake up, but you must be it's even earlier for you. How the hell are you awake?
I get up at 6 in the morning every morning. Nephew does his running for his boxing, so I gotta wake him up. Usually he's already up, but I'm up at 6 in the morning, so every morning it's go time.
I do nothing, but I respect that. Mainly because I could never. Here's a question: have you seen the lineups? I assume you have.
Yeah, I've seen the lineups.
Okay, let's go through them together. So, as my internet just cuts completely out, give me a second. Let me pull that one back up. Press that. Mate, I'll tell you what, so many buttons. There we go. So, if I press this now, it should work. Let's start with ours, because it's the one Well, I don't fully understand it either, but we'll figure it out together. It is Fabianski, Kufal, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Johnson, Rice, Souček, Noble, Bowen, Haller. What are your instant reactions to that?
Ah, man. You know, I think they're going to do a lot of press. I think Brighton's going to try to press us, and for us to maintain the ball, with the Noble starting, you know, behind. I'm assuming he's going to be behind Haller. You know what I mean? So I'd rather have Lanzini or Fornals there with that press, because how are we going to maintain possession with these guys coming at us? And they've been having injuries on the outside, right?
Yeah.
So why not put Ben Rama out there to shoot the ball up? You know, he could take advantage of that. But then again, you know, I don't even see any wings today. So I like they put, I guess Benny's Johnson's gonna play wing back, so he's going with pace. But it looks like he's setting up defensive minded versus Brighton, man. That does my nut in. I don't like that. You know, people be like, oh, you're negative and this. Listen, I like what I like, and I say what I feel, and that's just the way it is, you know.
It's not even just defensive against Brighton. It's defensive against Brighton at home.
At home.
At home. And you're looking at that side. So figuring it out, right? Because I was all confident coming into this game. I had conversations with people about it. I was like, do you know what? I think this is ours. I think this is ours for the taking, you know? I think Brighton, they try to play attacking football. They try to play possession football. They try to do everything right. And then that usually plays into our hands. When we face teams who do that, it's usually golden for us, because we can go, okay, that's fine. You try to do your thing against us, and then we're just going to counter-attack you so fast, you're not going to know what hit you. We win, bim, bam, boom, calm, right? But then I look at this. We've gone back to the 5 at the back, which I think is the right decision, because I think at 4 we were looking, it just wasn't working. I want it to be the long-term future for West Ham, but it wasn't working at the time. Let's go back to sort of what was working, right? Now, in order to do that, he seems to have shoved Ben Johnson to left wing back. Fair, fine, okay, I understand that. It is what it is. Like, someone has to play there, I guess. So, like, you've got to put one body there, and I guess Ben Johnson at least needs game time because he's young and growing. So, fair enough, experience. But then beyond that, the 3 in midfield, right? I don't think 3 in midfield is necessarily bad, but 3 defensive midfielders is just wild to me. You've got 5 at the back for that defensive solidity. Rice and Souček and the 5 at the back were doing bits defensively. They were doing well. Like, they weren't conceding left, right, and centre constantly. They weren't struggling constantly. There were some games here and there where it didn't go perfectly, but that felt like enough. So to include Noble and to take, we've got 2 attacking players on the pitch.
Right, we got 5 at the back. Plus, you know what I mean. We got Souček and Rice. How much more do we need back there? Rice is one of the best, if not the best, defensive mid. So we can have a little bit of attack. And if they press us, who's gonna hold the ball? Noble. He had 0 dribbles, 0 shots last game. 1 tackle. That's all he had. 1 tackle. That was his whole line. That's it. 1 tackle. Man gave us nothing going forward. You know, I love Noble, and people like, you know, I don't want them to think that I'm slating Noble, but the thing is, you know what I mean? He's just past, and man, it just does my nut in that. How much defense do we gotta have? You understand? I prefer attacking football. I prefer us going for it. I prefer us like trying to entertain as well as beating people. I prefer us taking it to teams, right? There are certain situations where defensive football is the way to go. You face a big team, you want to go defensive. You don't want to, if you're going to rock up, like as much as I love to say, for example, under Bilic, where we just rocked up against every team attacking wise and we were like, come then, let's go. I prefer that, but I understand to an extent it's David Moyes. He's going to be pragmatic. He's going to go defensive at times. This is just wild. This is just wild. I hope maybe it being 2, trying to be positive about it. I hope Bowen, being the sort of man behind the striker, second striker, however you want to word it, right? I hope him having that role gives him the sort of freedom to just go and do whatever the hell he wants. Just make mad runs, go find space all over the shop, give them something. Because the thing is, when we're on defensive, we're going to pump that ball towards Haller, and hopefully Bowen's going to be able to win that second ball, right? Haller's going to knock it down, Bowen's there to collect it, and then hopefully he does a madness, goes on to be,
I don't know, do something with it. That's the positivity slide I'm trying to look at it from, but I'm struggling because it is 9 defensive players against Brighton at home.
And you almost have to put a Bowen or a guy with pace in that, get him towards the middle, because Haller, if we're playing counter ball, he's not, once, you know, we're looking to get the ball, shoot it down the field. Haller's not going to chase it down.
Yeah.
That's not his game. You know, he needs to maintain possession, let him get in position, and then feed it to him. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just basic. I mean, it's common sense. You know, we set up for the counter where Haller is the only lone guy out there. He can't do what Antonio does. Antonio ain't really a striker, but how it works is his speed, just to shoot the channel, get down there, boom, get it in. You know what I mean? And that's our best ball, and I understand that. So, like you said, that is a positivity. You know, if they're gonna have Bowen a little more central, but I still think they could have put, you know, with Souček and Rice in the middle being defensive, you could have put Lanzini or Fornals and maybe Ben Ramo on the outside to try to keep this possession, to get down the field. Because I'm telling you right now, Brighton is going to press today, and they got no problems bringing them 3 center backs up. You know, they'll bring them up to press too. They're not scared to do that. And with the injury, is Lamptey playing? What's their card looking like?
So let's look at theirs. To finish off ours, the bench is Darren Randolph, Ryan Fredericks, Craig Dawson, Diop, Snodgrass, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Fornals, Ben Rama. You'd think one of those attacking players would get on. Anyway, here's Brighton's. Brighton line up with, and this was almost equally confusing, Sanchez, White, Webster, Dunk, Basuma, Mopai, Trossard, Lallana, Welbeck, March, Burn. Now, can I just say that's not in the order they're going to be on the pitch? Brighton are screwing me over as per usual. I've just put it in the order the teams. See, I swear to God, see, it's not that deep, bro. You just put it in the right order, and then we can all have a lovely time and know what's going on. But
yeah, help man out a little bit. Come on now.
Thank you very much. But it looks like, to me, I mean, it looks like they've gone to 5 at the back. Like you say, it looks like we're seeing a 5 at the back system. I don't know who's playing right wing back. We've got probably Lallana, Basuma in the middle, and then Mopai, Welbeck, and Trossard up front, I would guess. I mean, it's a more balanced team. It has a lot of centre-backs in there, but it is a more balanced team than ours. What do you think about Brighton's lineup?
I think that they're worried about the set pieces. I think Potter's worried about that we get real nasty on set pieces. So that's why he threw the burn bull in there to try to, you know what I mean, help that. Because man, but you know, at the center back, they'll put their left center back and switch him to left wing back. They'll switch him all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that the way they line up, we could attack them on the outside. So that's why I thought Ben Rama would definitely get a go, or maybe even Lanzini. But it looks like we ain't even trying to attack their outside right now. We're trying to go right through the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing is, like, you would think, especially like you say, Lamptey's not here. Lamptey's off being injured or whatever. So their fullbacks aren't. Their their wing backs, I guess, aren't exactly like. Well, I don't know who one of them is going to be, because again, one of them will be a centre back. Maybe Dunk's playing left wing. I don't know, but like there will be some sort of, or Dan Burn. Actually, probably more like Dan Burn, who's playing out on the left. But at the same time,
well, White and Veltman, they interchange. You know, they'll switch them out there at the left wing back. So one will play center back sometime. You know, since Lamptey's been out. So that chemistry's gone. So that should have been the place where we've been attacking, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, you would think you just play one of those attacking players. Just one of them. Put one of them in. Like, we had a formation that works. Going back to 5 at the back, fine. But why completely change the makeup of that formation? Surely, when you've got something working, you've got something going on, if you go back to it, you would go back to what was working and not some weird, all over the shop version of it. I don't know. I came into this match, I was like, right, I'm confident. It's Brighton. They play into our hands. It's going to happen for us. This is it. Even if Moyes goes back to being the defensive thing he was doing, I'm confident with that. The defensive thing was working for us against teams like this. We got this. Now I have no idea. What are you thinking for the actual match? How do you think it's going to play out?
Oh, man. Like I said, it's a whole different vibe going forward, because how he's got it it could be a whole different situation. But I see Brighton pressing us.
Yeah.
And if we can't win that midfield battle, we're going to have problems. Like I said, Noble, won the last game, he had no dribble. He didn't have one dribble. You know what I mean? No shots. How we going to if they press us, how we going to maintain the ball? You understand? Rice or Souček's going to have to go forward. Rice is going to have to make, with no attacking guys, maybe they're going to use Rice as a little more of a box-to-box instead of a defensive, because that's what it's going to have to be. What are we going to shoot it to Bowen and be like, all right, Bowen, you do everything?
Yeah.
You understand? And that really just it doesn't benefit Haller, in my opinion, because my man's lacks pace, and you don't need pace to be a striker, right? Higuain, a lot of different guys don't have pace, but what you need is a certain system. And right now, I don't see us maintaining the ball, and I see Brighton putting a heavy press on us right now, a heavy press. So, man, I'm gonna say a draw, because it looks to me like both teams are just maybe gonna play back. I don't know. Brighton might go for it. Maupay, he's a goon. He ain't nothing to be messed up with out there. Did you say Welbeck's playing or no?
Yes, Danny Welbeck is starting probably up front with Maupay, and it looks like Trossard as well.
So see, he could get behind us, man. I'm kind of worried. I ain't even gonna lie. A lot of people want to disrespect Brighton, but we haven't beat him, and I don't think we beat him in what, 6 games, something like that. Yeah. They give it no respect to Brighton. In my opinion, some people think we're really bad. I don't think we're as bad as we think, but I also don't think we're as good as people think.
Sure, I know what you mean, yeah.
We had shoddy games versus Fulham. We had a shoddy game versus Arsenal. Had like 14 shots. Didn't even score. I know we only got 1 or whatever. Listen, we need luck. We need a whole lot of things on our side to get the W, man. And how we lining up today, I just don't understand how we're going to maintain the ball unless, he expects Bowen to be the magic man and do every bit out on the pitch. Yeah. And I don't think that's fair to him or Haller. Honest opinion, I don't think that's fair to either one of them.
I totally agree. Like, when I was thinking about it after looking at it, I was like, that's not my biggest criticism of Moyes is always, well, I've said a lot of bad things, but one of them is the fact that he does seem to just put all of his hopes on one player. First of all, it was Arnautovic. This time it's Antonio, and sort of just hit it at them and hope they create magic. And that works sometimes, right? When you've got someone as good as Arnautovic and you've got someone as good as Antonio when he was been formed before he got injured, bang, it works to an extent. But it is kind of like, I don't want to say hit and hope, but you're resting a lot on one person's shoulders. And you're right. I think that's exactly what he's doing again here. But instead of it being the guy who's directly up front, it's the guy just behind him. It's Bowen. It's saying to Bowen, we're going to hit Haller, and then you're going to have to do everything from there. Because like you say, Haller's not going to get him behind. That's not his game. That's just not what he does. Like, he's done it maybe once, I think, since we got here. And that's about it, from a deeper position or from a high defensive line position, if you want to put it that way. It feels like, I don't know. It just feels a bit like the wrong way to go around in this one. But we'll see. I mean, it might work out. It might not. The one thing I did, and I heard Gio and Gonzo say this, so I'll give them credit for it before I say it, even though I did think about it first, but they're on earlier, so they get to say things and then they take credit for it, even though I do think we've got a bench there with Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Fornals and Benrahma, where we can at least change it up. Maybe that mainly because none of them are starting and they should be, but at least they are existing on the bench. It gives me a bit more confidence looking at that than it did last week, where I was like, yo, we've got like 2 attacking players on the bench and then that's it. How are we going to change this up significantly if we have to? We can change the formation, we can do bits and pieces, but I don't know. I had a lot of confidence coming into this, not so much now. If I were to press you on a score prediction, like a final prediction, and of course, just so if you don't know, CB, my boy, Charlie, he's going to come back at halftime. We'll talk about it all at halftime. We'll see how it's going. But right now, if I'm saying, what's your score prediction? What's it going to be?
I would say either 1-0 or 1-1. 1-0 West Ham or 1-1. We're gonna need substitutions. And like the 60th, 65th, 70th minute, to put some guys to go forward to maintain the ball to score, because I don't see how we're gonna do it without the substitution. So maybe that's his plan. I'm hoping that's his plan. That in the 60 or 70 minute, he's like, all right, it's time to get busy. Let's get nasty on him. Let's bring in Lanzini. You know, like he did versus who was it, Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
When he came in, he kind of switched up the whole game. So we'll see what it is. But I would say if we win this game, it's gonna be 1-0. But I'm thinking a draw, 1-1. I ain't even gonna lie. 1-1 draw.
I think they're sort of hitting the nail on the head a little bit. I feel like they'll score. I'm looking at that front three, and I do get a little bit not scared because we've got more than a good enough defense, and now we've got extra defensive players today. So I'm not exactly scared, but I do think they're capable of doing something. But I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game. Do you know? I think you're bang on. I'm just trying to decide which one I'm gonna go with. Screw it. I'll back us. I'll say 1-0. But I don't know if my brain's that confident. I don't know. My heart is saying that, but I don't know if my brain is agreeing with that. You know what I mean?
I'm worried about a cheeky little Welbeck goal.
Bruv,
that's what I'm worried about.
You're preaching to the choir right now. You're preaching to the choir. Right. Well, absolute pleasure to have you on. We'll get you back on at halftime. Same. Just to say to you, same link. Same link. Click on that halftime. Come back in. But pimp out your Twitter. If anyone doesn't know who you are, pimp them out so people can go follow you. Because obviously, the boy, you gotta.
Charlie Boy Woo, WHU. That's it. You know what it is.
Go follow him. He's an absolute legend.
Absolute. This guy's the legend. Right now, you know what it is? You go to the bar and be like, hey, let me get a Charlie. And it's, hey, make it a double.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, we doing bits. We doing bits.
There you go. Absolute pleasure to see you, bro. I'll see you at halftime.
All right, brother.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. CB, absolute legend of the game. Absolute legend of the game. Do go and follow him. Let's have a look. Right, so we are 2 minutes away from kickoff. I don't have a link. That's something I'm going to have to worry about in a second. Hello to everyone in the chat. Abdu, Alan, Ben, Chaffot, Chris, Connor, good to see you. Dino, Dylan, Foshizi, Jeffrey, Neil, Rebecca, Ruben, Schizo. Schizo base, nice to see. Steve's 50, Steve Graham, Wacky Studios. Hello, everybody. Score predictions. What are we saying? Little cheeky CB appearance there. Love to see that. And then just in case you've just joined us, the lineups once more. Fabianski, Kufal, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Johnson, Rice. Oh, wait, 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ben. I'm kind of all over the shop a little bit right now. Rice, Souček, Noble, Bowen, Haller. Once more because I interrupted myself. Fabianski, Kufal, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Johnson, Rice, Souček, Noble, Bowen, Haller. That is the lineup for West Ham United. The bench, of course, Randolph Fredericks, Dawson Diop, Snodgrass, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Fornals, Ben Rama. Now, answering your question, there was someone who was spamming it quite a lot in the chat. I had to time him out just because spam. Where's Ben Rama? He's on bench. He's on the bench. What can you do? What can you do? So my lighting is going to be a bit wild today because it's the daytime and there's a window. And it's going to do nothing but consistently change. Nothing but consistently change. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move some things around in the background so my brain works a bit better. There we go. So here we go. Here are the score predictions from the chat. Dylan Williams says, is it a 3-5-2 or 5-2-3? I think it's a 3-5-2 would be my guess, Dylan. From the way it looks like a 3-5-2. Lee, hi Charlie, hi chat. 3-1 West Ham. Hello. So, I have a... That's fine, sorry. I just got a PayPal. So my brain got a bit excited. So, Lee says 3-1 West Ham. Confident. I appreciate that. Jeffrey says 0-0 today after both teams take naps. I might have to take one. I've not slept a lot. I can't lie to you. I did go to bed very late. Very late. Froshizi says 2-1 Brighton. Wacky Studios 3-1 West Ham because be higher if Ben Rama instead of Noble. That's fair. If Ben Rama started, I would be more confident. I can't lie to you. Abdu says 3-1 Brighton. Kevin Powell 2-1 West Ham. Rebecca says 2-2 but Noble. Yeah, man. I mean, at least you get to see him, I guess, is the positive in this situation, you know what I mean? ISJ 1-1, head saying 1-1, heart saying 3-0. Love that heart. Bigging it up. However, I do think it'll be, I think 1-1's probably a stronger shot. Hammers Mulder says 3-1 to the Irons. Steve 50 says 2-0 West Ham. Rez or Riaz says 2-1 West Ham. Steve Graham says 2-1 West Ham. I tell you what, there's a lot of confidence. I like the confidence. I can't lie to you. It's a mixture of. I think you either go one way or the other today. You get mad confident or you get not very confident at all. And I was one and now I'm not the other. You know what I mean? Wreck and Foe just talking about how good CB is. Can we just appreciate that? CB, go follow him on Twitter if you haven't already. Charlie Boy is an absolute boy. Foshi C2 on Brian. Ben Davis also says 1-0 or 1-1. Do you know what? CB, he summed it up there when he was talking about it. He summed it up perfectly. I thought it is either going to be 1-1 or 1-0. I feel like I just look at it. If we had our typical 5 at the back formation going, our typical 5 at the back collection of people going, then I would be calm as all hell. I'd be like, yo, we're gonna rock into this and we're gonna rock and roll. This is calm to go. But we don't, and that is just a bit. It's just a bit worrying for me specifically. I can't lie to you. It's just a bit worrying. I want to be positive though. I want to be positive as I try and sort my phone out. If you give me a second, because it's playing up, and also I just got paid, so I need to sort that out. Right, Warner Saw, fresh 1-0, Charlie. You'd love to see it. You would love to see it, wouldn't you? Like you'd hope. You would hope. Chris Green says 1-1 to be fair. Think Brighton will take the lead. Attacking players coming on to rescue the day. Classic Moyes. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Rebecca says, listen, I love a bit of Nobes, but I want to carry him off the pitch. I bet you do. Leighton does stuff 2-0. Come on, you Irons. Hammer says the 3-0 loss. I assume you mean 3-0. Haller 2 assists as Mixie. I just, you know. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first while I think about this. This is my breakfast. If you're interested, I haven't got food cam set up because the food cam is being set up for the 2-person thing. So if I go to the 2-person thing, which is this button, it's not working currently, but that's my food cam. So I've not got that sorted at the moment. I need to think about that. I'm having a fried halloumi and chicken sandwich, which is stuff from definitely not from Christmas Day. I'm really hungry, and it's very nice. The chicken doesn't quite work as well as I want with the halloumi, but we move. We move. Tell you what. This is a question I do want to ask. Because someone's just brought it up in the chat, and it's Hammer. Moyes' contract should not be given. He is an average manager. I've had this conversation a couple of times for the last 2 weeks or so. And on a couple of different places. And I'm genuinely interested. Because I got a lot of flack. I got a lot of flack when we did the video on the channel, asking us where if we'd give Moyes a new contract, because there were rumours we were going to give it to him about a month ago or whatever, and so there were rumours about it. And I got a little bit of flack because I said I wouldn't give it to it until the end of the season. Now, my stance on it has ever so slightly changed, but I'm genuinely interested in your opinions. Would you give Moyes a new contract? I'm assuming the answer is going to be yes for almost everyone, to be fair. But would you give Moyes a new contract? And if so, when? That's the thing I want to ask you. Would you give Moyes a contract? And if so, when? I am like... Originally I said no. Well, originally I said I would give him a new contract at the end of the season. But I had a conversation with someone who was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Irish Tommy. We had a cheeky conversation about it, and to be honest with you, he changed my mind a little bit. He did change my mind a little bit. So I want to see what you think. Right. What are we saying? Christian says Moyes is all right. Can't think of anyone better at the moment. Fair. Barry Senior. 32 says end of the season. Yes. Okay, so you're thinking basically along the lines I was. Rebecca, yeah, I'd give Moyes a new contract, not for this job, but another one, maybe a bin man or something. He'd play too many people back, so he wouldn't even pick stuff up. There's a joke somewhere there. I can't quite figure it out though. You know what I mean? There's a joke about maybe leaving people back at the depot defense. I don't know. We'll figure out. We'll figure it out. We won't, that's a lie. Logan Bowser, good morning. Hello, Logan. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. What's your score prediction? Logan, of course, came on the Patreon podcast. Listen, I'll pump it out anyway. Now's not the best time to subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribing to the Patreon is the best at the beginning of the month, because what Patreon does is it charges you when you subscribe and at the beginning of each month. So if you do it now, then you're gonna get charged again in about a week. But at the same time, me and Logan did do a podcast on the Patreon. If you are a patron, you're more than welcome to come on the podcast. It's called Two Spanners, One Hammer. Myself and Ray Borum host it, and we have a guest from the Patreon, a patron on every single week. I haven't figured out my guest for tomorrow yet. That's something I've got to do. But yeah, if you're a patron, come let me know. DM me and we'll figure it out. But Logan came on and he's an absolute legend. Hello, Logan. Good to see you, my friend. Froshisi says, no, not until March at the earliest, depending on performances. Okay. Edward, maybe wait till after Jan window, maybe a month after that, see how any newcomers settle in with Moyes, then give it. Fair. I think that's a balanced way of looking at it. Schizo Bass. We love Schizo Bass. I don't know why I always say Bass. I'm sorry, sir. I am sorry. We love mediocrity. Give it to him. Actually, don't. I mean, a bit real, isn't it? A bit real. Give him, says Bowser. I see. Lee, we should have given him the contract when he kept us up, but yes, he deserves it, IMO. Logan says, give him a new contract for sure. I tell you what. Here's my opinion. Here's my opinion. Tom Ecky, Merry Christmas, Charlie Philip. Tom, Merry Christmas, my friend. I hope, and just in case everyone missed it at the beginning, I do genuinely hope you all had a good Christmas. Again, I'm not over it yet. I'm still wearing a Christmas jumper. I've got a Christmas tree in the background. Christmas ain't done for me yet. I'm eating Christmas food. I've got a lot of chocolate. You're probably going to see me eat chocolate at some point in the stream. I can't lie to you. I have a lot of chocolate. So so like I said, at the beginning, my brain went, no, we wait till the end of the season, because I didn't believe in him. And to an extent, I can't lie to you, I still don't believe in him. We know this stuff, but we all know this. We all know this. We know my opinion, right? So I said, we wait until the end of the season. We wait until the end of the season, and then we reevaluate from there. Because because my opinion is, and this is still my opinion. No other team in the Premier League will take David Moyes as manager. So realistically, it's not that deep. We can wait. There's no rush. There's no rush on that whatsoever. I'm not scared of someone coming in and sniping him from us. You know, I don't think in that case there was any rush. I think he's done well enough to the extent where I wouldn't say I'm believing in him, but I'm starting to think he isn't the worst thing in the world. Now, the idea of there isn't any other, we couldn't get better right now, I disagree with fundamentally. I think we could if we wanted to. I think there are people out there we could go and get. I'm trying to just change lighting. Is that going to work? Just going to look like I'm in heaven the entire day, isn't it? I do think there are better people out there we could go and get. Now, ask me to name them, don't please, because it will disprove my point, because I can't think of anyone off the top of my head because I'm tired. Let's say it's because I'm tired and haven't done my research. But ultimately, I think there are people you could go and get with money, blah, 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 blah. However, the thing I just didn't think about when I said, oh, we'll wait till the end of the season, is that could put us in a bad position, right? That could put us in a bad compromise. Like we're going to be like, should we do it? Should we not do it? Like he might look great at that point, and then it's just we're gonna have to give him longer than we'd want to, or more than we'd want to. And realistically, I wouldn't want to give him any more than a 3-year contract. I think that would be the max I'd go for. So realistically, I think someone said it up there. March time feels about right. Let me see who said it. I want to give them credit more than myself. Give me a second. I'm scrolling through the chat, and there's a lot of you here today. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Which means scrolling through and finding this is a nightmare. Foshizi. It was Foshizi. Of course it was Foshizi. Genius. Not until March at the earliest, depending on performances. That's sort of my opinion at this point. I think we wait until around that time. Hit 25, 30 games sort of time. And we can evaluate it then, see where we're at. Because obviously if we gave it to him a month ago and we were 5th or whatever, it would have been a much more different situation than if we give it to him now and we're 10th. And it'd be a much more different situation if we give it to him in March and we're 12th. I think we got to play it by ear a little bit. But if we wait till the end of the season, I'm a bit concerned. Sofian, good to see you, sir. How are you? Hope your Christmas was good. Jeffrey. Love you. I don't know what that was. I'm doing this a lot today. I'm pointing like this a lot today, and I don't know why. I'm finding my headphones. I've got to move my medication. This is just I'll tell you what. I've had a messy Christmas. I can't lie to you. Not in terms of like drink or anything. I don't drink, but just in terms of actual mess. It's a messy time. I did do all the washing up though, which I'm quite proud of. It's very clean in that sense. But when it comes specifically to literally anything else, it's a complete tip. It's a complete and utter tip. So I'm just moving that there. There we go. I can actually see the game now. It's not just Christmas. Listen, Rebecca, how dare you? How dare you? Clean af. Tidy is the word I was looking for. Not clean. Clean suggests something else. Yeah, so if you don't know, it's looking like a 5-3-2. We'll obviously see once the game gets underway exactly how it looks, but it's looking like a 5-3-2. Thank you once again to Charlie Boy who came on. He'll be back on at halftime to discuss everything that's gone on, if you think any changes in that. So that's exciting. I'll tell you what, let's go through the teams once more, just in case anyone's new, hasn't seen the teams, just doesn't know what's going on, which I doubt at this point. Fabianski, Kufal, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Johnson, Rice, Souček, Noble, Bowen, Haller. Now, I think that's a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. Is my gut. With Bowen being, and people keep saying Bowen's the 10 behind sort of thing. I think you could be a bit more attacking than that. And the bench is Randolph, Fredericks, Dawson, Diop, Snodgrass, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Fornals, Ben Rama. I sort of blanked out, so I might have misread that. If I did, I apologise. The Brighton lineup is in goal. We have Sanchez. They've done that thing again where it's not in line, so it's annoying. White, Dunk, Webster, Byrne, Solly, March. A midfield of Basuma and Lallana. And then I would suspect a front three of Trossard, Welbeck, and Mopai. Could be a little bit different. Might not be. Who knows? I honestly can't quite figure out that team. I want to be able to, but I'm not that smart. As Fo just said, there are links now for the Discord. There are links in the Discord for the game. Link in the description below. Link to the Discord. Click on that. There's a bit that says stream links. If you needed the stream link for the game, there are some there for you. Thank you very much for joining. If you have, I love you very much. We are about to get underway here. I will be live with you all throughout the game until just after full time, in which Gio and Gonzo will get on and do their review. Hopefully Gio's internet's a bit better. We'll see. Where I'll send you over there. I'll put the link in the chat, send you over there. You can go over, have fun, have a grand old time. But until then, you've got me, and at halftime, you've got CB. What more could you want? What more could you want? Sub bingo, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you could want. Now, it's an interesting one, because I feel like this is a formation in which potentially a substitution could be necessary. If we go down, I don't think this formation is going to score a lot. I don't think this is a lineup that's going to be banging in the goals, right? So sub bingo is going to be an interesting one, because at half time we could see a substitution. My gut says 69 minutes. I'm staying true to it. Let me know what you think. 69 minutes is what I'm saying. I'm staying true, but it could be an early one. It won't be an early one. We're about to kick off on my screen. If you can't see the timer in the top there, that's what time I'm at. I'm just going to wait until it happens on my screen. And we're away. We are away. What a time to be alive. I've clicked the edit button. That's fine. That's fine. CB, 70th minute. Rebecca steals my answer, 69. It's a 92nd minute. That's depressingly accurate. Half-time sub, says Wally. Need to save Noble's legs for Southampton. Do you know what? Again, you might actually be right. You might actually be right. Are we saving people for Southampton? Is that why the lineup is the way it is? My gut says no, but we could be. But my gut says no. My gut says no. Foshizi, I'm going 55th minute. Double sub Benrahma and Lanzini. That's interesting. I can't lie to you. That is actually interesting. Olj says, can't find a stream anywhere. My friend, there is a Discord link in the description below. If you click on that, there is a section called Stream Links, and you will be able to find what you are looking for there. I need to create a graphic. You know how here I've got this one, right, that I made, the Patreon graphic, right? I need to create one of those for the Discord. Like maybe it comes up from the bottom like that, same way, but just has like things pointed down. It says Discord, Stream Links, or something, just to answer that question for people. You know what I mean? I feel like that'll be useful. But Olsh, my friend, there's stuff there for you if you have a look. If you have a look. Dominic, score predictions. If you scroll up, you'll see everyone else is in the chat. I'm gonna stick with 1-0 to West Ham. I'm gonna stay true to the boys. Gonna stay true to the boys. Gonna stay faithful. Gonna keep it solid. But at the same time, I don't know if I believe that. I am going to. Do you know what I think I'm gonna do? Now, I've got a friend, right? I've got a friend called Lamar. Okay, good dude. Concerning dude in a lot of ways, but he's a good dude. But he does this weird thing, right? When he orders a burger, say we go to McDonald's or whatever. Not that we have in 2020. But say that we order a burger or whatever. He takes it apart. He'll take it apart individually. So each of the individual elements are separated in front of him, and then he eats each individual element at a time. So he'll take. So say it's a classic cheeseburger, burger, cheese, bun, cheese, burger, bun, cheese, burger, bun, and then eats them individually, right? Now I think that's potentially certifiable, right? But I'm gonna do it with my sandwich so I can eat it a bit easier on stream. Because I'll be real with you, halloumi, I stacked it too high, and halloumi is squeaky and difficult to eat at times. Bloody lovely though. Charlie has a friend and he didn't say my name. Look, Rebecca, look, you are one of my besties. Got the mug out today. I'm having a good day. You're one of my besties. You're not Lamar though, and you're not certifiable because you don't do that with your burger, because that is just lunacy. Or do you? I can't know. I don't think I've ever seen you eat a burger, to be fair. Nuggets. Now we can talk about that all day, but I don't know. Rebecca is the true star of Hammers Chat. It's just true. It's just true. We're starting on a back foot here, by the way. We're starting on a back foot. Brighton have started quite. They're starting in a positive, bright manner. Unsurprisingly, with our defence. Sharnaz says, I think this will be a low-scoring game, but I think West Ham will win 1-0. That's sort of where my mind is at as well, Sharnaz. Logan says, my 2-year-old daughter eats like that. Bruv, I tell you what. It's a mess. It's a mess. I've said this to him. I said it's a child's way of eating, but he doesn't believe me. He doesn't believe you. Thank you, Rebecca. I agree. Arsenal fan circle. Hello, sir. Hello, Ray. How are you doing? I hope you had a good Christmas, my friend. I hope you had a good Christmas. West Ham roughed up Chelsea for us. Can you do the same for us today? Plus get the 3 points. I didn't know Brighton was next for you. We will try our best. I don't know if you've seen the lineup, but we have 9 defensive players on the pitch. We only have 2 attacking players. So they're going to have to attack us. But once they get to the defensive area, we might rough them up for you. But before that, I don't know if that's going to happen, bro. I'm going to lie to you. See, Rebecca is the same stance on Nuggets that I have, which are they go pop straight in the mouth. No messing. Done. Donezo. We move, you know. Jeffrey Steady. Charlie, did you say we are starting on the back foot as if that's news? It's the front foot we're supposed to be on. Some games we do start a bit early and we do go for it. Not often, I will grant you that, not often. But we have done it. We've hit some early goals previously. Just not with so many defensive players on the pitch. This is a tough game for Hammersmith, Lindo. Yeah, I agree. Who dislikes this man street? He's doing us all a massive favor. Well, thank you, Shadow. I don't actually pay attention to the likes and dislikes. Tom, that used to be Tom's job more than mine. But you know, I don't complain. We used to get like 100 likes and a thing. I don't mind if someone dislikes it. Hey, they came and they watched and they gave their opinion. It's calm. It's calm. I genuinely don't mind. I genuinely don't mind. Still. Foshizi said no chocolate. Right. If you want to talk about it, Fo, we can. Because I'll show you. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about chocolate very briefly, shall we, everyone? So, I've had a lot of chocolate over Christmas. I've been gifted a lot of chocolate, including from the lovely Foshizi himself. But before we get to Foshizi, which I believe is the main event, my girlfriend's grandma sent us. She sent us both chocolate for Christmas. She sent us a different package for each of us with chocolate. Now, I got. Well, first of all, I got a packet of mint chocolate eclairs, which I've eaten all of, as you can see. 8 Kit Kat Chunkies. A bar of Thin Car milk chocolate whole nut. I do love a whole nut, I can't lie to you. And also a bar of Galaxy caramel. Galaxy caramel, right? This looks like Charlie the Chocolate Factory chocolate, which is very exciting for me personally. My girlfriend got, and this sounds like an exaggeration, I promise it's not, 60 curly whirlies. 60 curly whirlies. Where are? Well, actually, there's some under the tree still. Let me grab them. Hang on. People might have. I tweeted this out, and people might have thought I was joking. No, 60 curly whirlies. 60 curly whirlies. Which is insane. It's an insane amount of curly whirlies. Like, it's a large amount, right? I don't know what to do with that amount of curly whirlies. I mean, we're going to eat them, I guess. And we gave 6 to my girlfriend's brother, who lives in the same building as us, but at the same time, 60 curly whirlies. I'm going to enjoy that. Oh, Glenn, by the way. Hello, good to see you, Glenn. Kit Kats are on me, mate. Kit Kats are on me. Tell you what. But here we go. So Fo, as let's just see. Let's wait till the end because West Ham are on the attack here. It's a good ball across to Kufal, who's got forward. There's some people getting forward there. It's not worked out for us. Some people getting forward. Fo sent me this. Right now, give me a second. Right, I've got to go grab it. Hang on. Now, okay, I should also say, actually, before I end, there's some more chocolate I've got. My girlfriend's mum got me Quality Street and giant Toblerone, which I flipping love Toblerone. I can't lie to you. I bloody love a Toblerone, right? But Fo, hang on, got me a Hello Chocolate gift box. Now, you can see there's some stuff missing here because I've been tucking in. Fam, yes, Hello Chocolate gift box. It's got hot chocolate in there. It's got various chocolate. I mean, I've only been picking at it because we've got so much chocolate, and I've sort of been saving it because I'm just so excited about it. But my God, I've received a lot of chocolate, but that hotel chocolate gift box is the main event. Let's be real about it. It's very much the main event. I mean, the flipping. The 60 curly whirlies was an event. That was an event, but this is the main event, you know. This is a main event. Look, Shahnaz, 60 curlies would be looking like Homer Simpson. Listen, I'm close enough there already. You know what I mean? Shave my head, I'm a bit of a Homer. I can't lie to you. Sorry. What's a curly whirly, says Wally. Right, a curly whirly Wally. I won't open them because of my girlfriend, since she hasn't opened the package yet. But it's a confusing chocolate, right? It's a long thing. It's sort of, it's about this length. This has got 6 of them inside it, right? But it's that length. It's like, how would you describe it, people? It's like is it toffee or fudge on the inside? And it's a weird form. I tell you what, I can find a picture for you. The joys of modern technology. I can find a picture for you. Curly Whirly. This is where we've got, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we've got chocolate and caramel, says Ray from the Arsenal fact. Yeah, that makes sense. Tebow, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. We're talking about chocolate. Because, you know, streams. Here you go. Bang. That's a Curly Whirly. It's a toffee caramel thing covered in chocolate. It's very chewy. You bite into it and it like, and you pull it and there's a lot of chew there. They're peng though. They are so nice. But 60. Yeah, Curly Whirlies is what David Sullivan tries to add on to deals to try and make them work. Is what a Curly Whirly is. That's what a Curly Whirly is. They are beautiful though. They are beautiful chocolate, but 60 is a lot. 60 is a lot. I could get through it in a while, but I don't know if that's something I'm going to be able to do, you know? How much are we selling Curly Whirly for? 50p, F off. I'm leaving, or whatever the vine is. Grapevine. Grapevine. Something else I should mention from the last stream, actually. His last stream, I had a cup of tea and milk and water, and I didn't learn my lesson because I needed to pee. I've not learned my lesson again. I've done the exact same thing, but we're just gonna move. We're just gonna move. Jeffrey said, "Charlie, my wife demands Curly Whirlies in your Galaxy chocolate." Listen, Jeffrey, if your wife, if she was close enough, because obviously tier 4, I can't exactly go bopping out or anything. But if your wife was close enough, I would gift it. I would give it to her. I mean, Galaxy, I don't know, but the Curly Whirlies, she can have it. She can have the Curly Whirlies. But the Galaxy is mine. Back off. Back off. It's French, Charlie. Think art, accent on the E. Say it. Fan carré, but probably not with a mouthful of chocolate, though. You raise a good point. The thing, I did study French, so you'd think I'd know how to pronounce these things. No. French. There you go. Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Yeah, welcome to my childhood, Ray. I mean, that's basically my entire life. It's been a thing. It was lots of Charlie and Chocolate Factory when I was young, and then YouTube came along and had Charlie the Unicorn, and Charlie bit my finger. So, just various ways to insult me. If we're being honest. Why is it stuck on the 511? That's a good point. It's because I had a curly picture of a Curly Whirly open. That's why. There you go. There's the correct time. I apologise. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot is the answer, Leon. I'm an idiot. If you listen, that was not what I meant about give her a Curly Whirly. I didn't mean it like that. I've got 60. She can have some. Bloody hell. She can have some. We can have some. Logan says our press is quite slow. It isn't it? The thing is, we don't press, really. We basically just don't press. It's just something we just decide not to do in general. I think statistically, we were one of the lowest to, if not the least pressing team in the league. I think. I need to double check that stat. But when I looked it up a couple of weeks ago, I think that was the case. And that's sort of... I mean, that's part of the game plan, isn't it? That's part of the game plan. It's a case of like, we let them come onto us, we let them do everything, and then we just counter attack. I mean, it's David Moyes 101, but realistically, whenever Bowen just had a little dig there, ball came across. He was inside the box. It was after the basically we just had a corner, late short. Ball came across. The ball came back across. He was onside. He looked offside for a second. He chests it in a very tight area and has a go. It wasn't a great attempt, but he's had a go. But these are the sort of situations we're going to have to make the most of. We aren't not getting people forward. I will say that. We're getting slightly... But then again, the people we're getting forward are mostly defensive-minded players, so it makes a difference, I guess. But we are getting people forward. I mean, we have the 2 wing-backs, and then we have 3 people in the box, or 3 people in and around the box, being Haller, Bowen, and usually either Noble or Souček, I guess. You'd want it to be Souček realistically, but it's not dynamic lightning football, but it's we're getting a couple of people forward at least. I think the joy though is going. I mean, I want to say it's going to be on a counter attack, but our midfield can't really counter attack. There's not really the pace for it. Souček will get involved in a counter attack, but not. He's not He's not young. He's not a young Yaya Toure, is he? So that's how we're playing, Alan. I think we're playing fine. It's not been horrendous. It's not been great. Not been great. It's sort of not much happening, if we're being honest. Not much happening, if we're being honest. Glenn. Wait, I wish Tom was Dave. Chaz and Dave. Yeah, I wish Tom. Which one plays piano? Because that'd have to be me. Oh, you can't see it because piano, innit? That would have to be me. So whichever one played the piano, it was me. Can't remember which one in Chaz and Dave played piano. Rabbit. Glenn, let's do this, Charlie. Which West Ham player's skill is comparable to a Curly Whirly? Now, that's a great question. Depends how you look at it. Who is comparable to a Curly Whirly? Because Curly Whirlies, let's talk about the traits of a Curly Whirly, right? We have your classic. It's sticky. It's tough. You know, it's got holes in it. So it's like our defense, really. It's a Diop. It's like our defense. I don't know, but at the same time, you know, it's good opportunity for Brighton. Ball got played in, and it's. I don't know who got the final touch. The camera's on Danny Welbeck, but it was a good opportunity for Brighton there. Let's have a look at it again. Ball gets played out. It's one of those ones where you feel like if anyone gets a touch on it, it would help. It would help. The ball in is good. I think it was Solly March, but it's put into an outrageously good position. And Danny Welbeck, I think, potentially just not expecting it to happen. Him and Ogbon are sort of battling. Bounces off him and just sort of disappointingly goes wide for Brighton. But that's a great opportunity. That's an excellent opportunity. Peach! Yes, fam. Good to see you, my bro. Good to see you. Nobody's crying. See, what's everyone else saying for the chocolate? Noble has 2-star skill, so he's the Curly Whirly, says Snut Shadow. Does he have 2-star skill on FIFA? That's a bit high for Mark Noble. He's got 1 skill, and it's the thing he learned from Scott Parker, the turn that he does. It's a bit like a Marseille turn or a Zizou turn, but it's nowhere near fluid enough. He sort of stops and then just sort of does a little turn and then carries on. That's the one thing I've ever seen him do. So I don't. Maybe that is 2-star because he's got that one thing. Bit wild. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about this. I tell you what. This Curly Whirly question's got me spinning. I need to think about it. No Shadow, Nobes is crunchy, nice, but you don't want too much of it because you'll throw up. Charlie, you can't play piano. Stop lying. I can. What do you think? Why do you think is here? That's how you play piano. How long have you played piano? I started learning when I was. It was the last instrument I started learning, to be fair. So it would have been 2012-ish, something like that. We have someone in the family knows how to play it, so they were giving me lessons. I'm not very good at piano, but I can play it, no matter what Rebecca says. I can. But I am all about the drums. That is true. Fo knows. I am all about the drums. I started learning guitar when I was in year. It was in primary school. It'd been like year 4 or something. I started learning guitar then. And then no, actually, I tell a lie. The first instrument I started to learn was didgeridoo. That was when I was really young. And that was also in primary school, but that was before then. Then guitar. Then I had a couple of lessons on the violin and the cello just to see what it was like, because the music department in my secondary school was actually pretty good. Then I started learning drums in secondary school properly, love drums, and then piano was last. That was the order. There you go. So, but piano is probably the one I'm least good at. Piano is probably the one I'm least good at. Clips, good to see you, sir. Hope you're good. Hope you're well, sir. Hope you had a good Christmas. Clips has been putting up bangers on his YouTube channel. Go subscribe if you haven't already. West Ham Clips. Been putting up big boy tunes, big boy videos. I'll tell you what. Is that an Australian? Is that the Australian instrument? It is the Australian instrument. It's the long tube. I'm gonna make hand gestures, which are ill-advised. It's the long tube, and you blow it. You blow into it. It does noises. It's a thing. It's a thing. Peach, yes, big up Charlie. Just woke up. Where's Ben Ram at? He's on the bench. He's on the bench. Along with every other attacking player in the world. But we'll see. I mean, we've got a bench we can actually change stuff up. That was the positive way I was trying to look at it. We've got a bench that we can actually do some changes on because basically everyone's there. It's a pretty bad game so far, isn't it, Sophie? And I can't lie. It's very nothing. You've got Brighton who are struggling. Well, they're not. They're not. I don't know. Brighton are just being Brighton. They're trying to step a little bit forward, but they've not really got it going on this season yet. And then at the same time, we're playing all of the defenders. All of the defenders. I'm still thinking about this. I'm still thinking about this chocolate question. I'm gonna go with a defender. I'll stick with Diop, I guess. He's a curly. His skill is comparable to a curly whirly. He's big. He's tough, but he has holes in him. That's what I'll go with. That's what I'll go with. Benny would be dribbling around these guys. Says Wally. This is the thing, right? You need someone who's gonna. Brian did one of those things where they just took a shot after the whistle just to hit it, and it didn't even go in the net. It's the sort of game we got. I agree. You'd want someone with a bit of dribbling. You'd want someone with a bit of close control who can take it round people and do something, you know. And this just ain't it. This just ain't it at all. It's slow. It's lethargic. There's not much skill. The passing is very one-dimensional in my opinion. It's a very undynamic team. What would undynamic be? Predictable? No. I don't know what the term would be. My brain's not fully functioning, but a word. No, it's not come to me. And Brighton have created one or two, but it just... Ugh. It's frustrating. Declan Rice showing a bit of pace there. Bit of strength. Finds Sufal. Oh, there's so few people. There's so few. Oh my god. People talking about where Antonio's been. Been surprised. Yeah, this is very exciting. Oh, he has, hasn't he? Now we've got it. Man's been in Westfield today, ain't he? To be fair, he looks equally bored, doesn't he? Man's been in the Westfield. But to be fair, they're probably happy for the custom given tier 4. Although I suspect Grand Christmas was probably busy no matter what. Seeing as everyone else was. Jesus Christ. He does look saucy, doesn't he? He's just got it, isn't he? He's just got it. He's just got it. It's exciting. It's JD. Can someone please explain his starting lineup to me? Noble playing an attacking role. Lanzini, Ben Rama on the bench. Have I missed something? No. You see it. You know about as much as we do. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Still making my way slowly through this sandwich that I've deconstructed like a weirdo, but still. Goals from crosses, 9 this season. Jesus Christ. Has it been 9? It's a lot in it. I saw a stat. I brought this up on the last one, right? I saw a stat that said out of everyone in the... Sorry, I got distracted because Roy Hodgson has arrived at the chat. Good Good afternoon, Roy. Thought you were disrespected at England. I can't lie. Crystal Palace, I've respected what you've done there. I think you've done a good job. I think you know, it's not the most exciting team in the world, but I think you've got them working hard and doing bits, and I think people should give you more respect, Roy. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Good, big fan of Roy. Big fan of Roy. So I got distracted. I'm still making way through this sandwich. I'll get there eventually. Stevie C, the way things are going, a match review by Peach might lack energy. I don't think Peach... listen, every video Peach does... Again, if you've never seen a Peach video, by the way, go check them out on the West Ham Forum channel. On the Ham's Chat West Ham Forum, I believe it is the full title, the forum channel. Go have a look. Type in Ham's Chat Forum, you'll find it. You'll find Peach there. Videos are always excellent. Rebecca's amazing videos are also on there. As are Gonzo's great videos. But yeah, I don't think that Peach is unable... Listen, I think he always crit a banger. You know. Ahmed, who you got for this game? I think West Ham 1-0, but I think it's going to be very boring. The longer this game goes on, I'm a bit like, you know. But we'll see. The corner for Brighton is headed in. I think it was Webster with the header. He's on camera now. It's a solid catch for Fabianski. Yeah, it was a bit dead. But as is the game. Same as me, I'm a Spurs fan, but I think West Ham's second best. Well, we appreciate it. You're welcome. Anyone's welcome here who supports anyone. I've said this. I and Tom, when he was doing this, said this constantly. If you're a fan of any team, you're welcome here. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to cut people down about who they support. Get involved. Gary Neville was just talking about our midfields and how he would have felt like West Ham would be destructive or whatever, but Brighton is sort of completely in control of this game. As expected, but we've got three in midfield who are all defensive midfielders and we're not coming close to controlling it. Deflection off the Dan Burn shot. It's just... I don't know. Anyone is welcome as long as you're respected to Moisey and his boys. Look, even if they're disrespected, just as long as they're not taking the piss, you know? You know what I mean? Like, if you push it, you're not welcome. But listen, you can... Constructive criticism is always welcome, is what I would say, Mr. Moyes. Constructive criticism is always welcome. All things Leeds. Ed, good to see you, my friend. How are things? How's your Christmas been? Hope it's been good. Brighton dominate every game, but lack finish is where we have the chance of winning. Yeah, that's very true. I think. I mean, to be fair, they've not really got an outstanding front line. It's one of the great weaknesses of Brighton is they just don't have. They've never had an outstanding front line. They tried to play a more attacking, nice possession-based style, but it's they've not quite got the quality. But I like them for it. And I do like their manager a lot. I know, I don't know why. There's just something about him I've always liked since he came in. I never knew him before Brighton hired him. And then I looked into him and I was like, that's an interesting career. And as he's gone on, I've really enjoyed him. Free West Ham season ticket and a half meal. Listen, half meals are great, to be fair. I can't lie to you and didn't say was it Christmas Eve? Or the day before? Maybe the day before Christmas Eve. Me and a girlfriend ordered Happy Meals from McDonald's. I can't lie to you. It was a grand old time. Sad news about Brody Lee. Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, big time. That knocked me for absolute six. Usually I don't talk about like celebrity deaths, and usually, to be fair, they don't really hit me too much. But that one, out of nowhere, just completely knocked me. He genuinely brilliant guy. In every sense, both work-wise and just as a human being. And yeah, I mean, 41, Jesus Christ, way too early. Way too early. Absolute legend. Love him. Always loved him. He's been one of my favourites for a long time. I remember looking at the indies and he was there, and it was like before when I fell out of love and I was just watching indie shows every now and then, and I kept seeing him pop up and he was just so good, and it was crap. Very crap. Guna Hydra, nice to watch you at work. Greetings from Berlin. Greetings, guten Tag and all that. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Dave Moyes, he was underutilized by WWE when he had a good gimmick in AEW, got taken away from us. I know. Crazy, innit? Absolutely. 41. Horrendous. Horrendous. Genuinely. I was walking around the house yesterday just going, just sort of almost in disbelief. Like, I can't, that's not business, but it's such a, it just sucks. It just sucks. Like I say, celebrity things don't usually get to me, but that genuinely did. That genuinely did. Uncle M, very angry. I mean, look, it's crap, isn't it, Uncle, if we're being real? An incredibly... It's very flat. It's a very, very flat... It's the sort of game I would go to at the London Stadium, and I'd get all the way to my seat, because my season ticket, when I had one before I gave it up, was, if you don't know, literally there was only 2 or 3 rows behind me. So I was one of the highest people up there. And I'd get all the way to the top. I'd trudge all the way up there, and I'd sit down and I'd go, no. I think either Gio or Gonzo brought this up, but this is a lineup that you bring when there's no fans, because fans would not enjoy that Webster just with a sort of sliced shot. Very sliced, not even close. It was the sort of one you'd get to the top and you'd just be like, oh, okay. And you'd be watching it and it was just, it's just a dead game, innit? I'd just be sitting there trying to stay warm, huddled, gloves on, jumper on, jacket on, speaking. I had a guy who sat next to me from Wales. We'd just have a conversation about stuff. It'd be that kind of situation, you know, as opposed to this. Chris Harris, afternoon all. Hope everyone had a great Xmas. What a shocking lineup again. I fancy a dunk. Lol. Chris, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you had a grand old Christmas. Hope everyone you know had a grand old Christmas. Fancy a dunk, of course. Good luck in the draw. Good luck in the draw. I can't remember what the bet was. I can't remember it for the life of me. Jason Lloyd, can we get something out of this? I think we can. The thing is as who was it in the chat? I was literally just having a conversation with. I apologise, but was it Sofian? I can't remember. It was someone. Whoever it was, it's their thing in the chat. But Brighton aren't great finishers. They're not free scoring Brighton. They're dominating, but I think if we, this is going to be an incredibly depressing, and March almost got through there, but again, not a striker. Not too scared that one. If we can look at half time, I think we make some subs. At half time, we bring someone off. We get a more attacking player on. People are saying Noble, for example. I think that's a solid shout. You get Noble on. You get Noble off, sorry, and you bring on Lanzini or Ben Rama. And I think you can take it to him a little bit. Because all you need to do, again, like I think that the tactic here is just punt it at Haller. Bowen wins the second ball, we move. I think if you do that, but with another attacking player on, maybe you can get a bit more out of this game. Because the people we have on the bench are good enough to change the game. Can genuinely change the game and stuff. It's just about getting them on the pitch and doing something. But honestly, it's not going to happen, is it? Well, I don't know. I don't want to be too defeatist, Jep. I'm trying not to be anyway. Because the problem is, right, here's something I'll talk about. When Tom was here, I could let my rampant Moyes cynicism loose, because he could be my counterpoint. He could be my the yin to my yang, whatever you want to call it, right? So I could say, oh, I've got no faith that David Moyes is ever going to do anything, blah 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 blah. And he can go, well, maybe, blah blah blah, and then you get a nice balanced thing, you get a nice rapport, you can have conversations and stuff like that. Now he's not here, I have to sort of temper myself a little bit in that realm. I have to temper myself a little bit in that role. And so when I say I don't think Moyes is going to make any substitutes at half time, I have to remember there's not someone there to disagree with me. But one can only hope. This is awful, Em. You're alright. Hammer Ollie, sub Noble now. Send a message that you can't play like this in a Prem game and get away with it. I don't think he's been the problem, though. We're looking at he is the problem formationally. I would agree with that, but I don't think he's played horrendously. I don't think it's the end of the world in his performance. It's more just a case of like. I don't know. It's just. I think making a change now is a good look. Bielsa, Ed, if he's in a chat, would know, right? Bielsa makes early changes sometimes because he's just he understands. He's looking at it, he goes, "This isn't working. I'll try something else." And I think this is one of those cases Moyes should look at and go, "Do you know what? Let's take it," because they're there. They're there to take. They're there for the taking. It's just a case of trying to take them and not doing what we're doing. West Ham clips. My stream is so far behind. Tom is still a bit. Listen, it was a sending off. Listen, I'm going to say I can't. Look, I've got. Look, it was a. That was a red. That was. It's just. I think it was a red. I can't believe it's not. It's a red. It's red. It was a dive. It was a dive. We will disagree with you, Charlie. Rip. Tom's not dead. Alpha's 32. Go subscribe. Do you know what I mean? But it's just I need someone. I need the disagreement. So thank you, Jeffrey. I'll appreciate that. I would appreciate that. Really need another strong coffee. This is torture. I need a. I could do with more caffeine, but I can't go and make a cup of tea, can I? And I don't drink coffee. Sufo was just tracking Welbeck there. Welbeck's got in a good position a couple of times in the box. Nothing killer by any stretch of the imagination, but a couple of decent little positions. And Brighton have almost found him a couple of times. Sufo did well to track him there and snuff anything out. But at the same time, he's looking brighter than I thought he would. West Ham have got the ball in an interesting area here. There's enough people forward, but they're looking for a cross. We're looking for nothing but a cross here. Bowen to try. Okay, Jared. He collected the ball near the corner flag, tried to take on the Brighton defenders who just sort of stood and watched him as if to go, "What are you doing, man?" He tried to cross it. It's just bounced off him. It was a dead opportunity. It was a dead opportunity. Sky just playing the swish noise without anything else fun. In that situation, we were in an okay position there, and we did have enough numbers to do something forward, but they were waiting for the cross. We are very one-dimensional right now. Very one-dimensional. And the dimension is get the ball to Sufal at right back and have him cross the ball in. That's the dimension. And it's a bit depressing because that was actually an okay position. We actually just got in a good position with some good people and some good areas. We just needed them to have something a bit more about them rather than a straight line perfectly across the defence, waiting for the ball to come in from Sufal or Bowen, and then whichever area of the pitch, whichever area of the box it goes in, there's someone there to header it. Because that's what was happening. That's what was happening there. It was rough. It were rough. It wasn't rough, it was just disappointing. Have something a bit more about you. Someone drop off a little bit, give some space or something like that. I don't know. Just frustration. Just catching up, everyone's very angry. It's despondency, isn't it? Let's be real about it. It's despondency. Lots of comments about Noble. Again, my opinion on Noble is this. I don't think Noble as a player is the problem. I think the system we're putting Noble in is the problem. I think there's a way you can play Mark Noble in this day and age and it be effective. This is not it, and neither was last week. And I think if he's there at this point, he's just a passenger and he's one less person. And again, it should be an attacking player. I don't understand why we've gone for 3 essentially defensive midfielders. I don't see why we've gone with 3 essentially defensive midfielders while at the same time having 5 at the back. It's superfluous. You take one of them off and you put an attacker on. You want to go more at it. You know, it just seems, I don't know. Cresswell just took a shot from the edge of the area with his right foot, which gives you some idea of what's going on here. Centre-back Aaron Cresswell's just done that. The commentators are very optimistically saying West Ham are bound to get better. Some stats, anything interesting on that screen that we can say anything about? Not really. They've had 7 shots, 1 shot on target. We've had 3, none on target. They've had more passes. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. David Moyes, I think Wout Weghorst would be a good signing. Look, I like Weghorst. I can't even lie to you. I do like him. I do like a target man. As much as I am all about the quote unquote West Ham ways where attacking football, everything else. As much as that is my jam, I can't sit here and say I don't like a good target man. And Weghorst is the one. Weghorst to me, David Moyes. Weghorst to me is, he's what Bas Dost was a couple of years ago for me. I loved Bas Dost. About 4 years ago, I was obsessed with Bas Dost. And now it's Weghorst. I just get him in. Get him in. Come on. Let's go. Is Haller better than him? Of course, but get him in. Get him in. T, but I've got the commentator turned off. Just listening to Charlie. I apologise, T. I'll tell you that. I apologise. I apologise. I think Moyes wants the Yusuf Poulsen type physical pressing striker, says Foe. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that is the yeah, basically yes. I think we're looking for someone who could do Antonio's job, which is a pressing forward, which is a forward who can run the channels, a forward who can just who's got a bit of pace and dribbling about him. I think that's the case here. I think that's what we're looking for. As much as I would like Weghorst, even though I don't think Weghorst would fit. I don't think Weghorst would fit A in this team or B even in a team I would like. Get him in, but I think that is more likely. Who that is, probably Josh King. But I don't know I don't know how that works out. All things Leeds, this game is, for lack of a better term, shy. Yeah, a little bit in it. It is a little bit. It's just a bit dead. 2 teams who aren't good enough, if we're being honest. I think Brighton have looked the brighter of the 2 teams, but pun not intended, but I'll take it. It just do something. I don't know. We'll see. Half time's going to need changes regardless, isn't it? Brighton on the attack. Solly March down the left-hand side with the ball. Lays it off to Dan Burn. 1-0 Brighton. 1-0 Brighton. And it's Neil Maupay. Let's write that in, shall we? It's Brighton 1, West Ham United 0. You can't say it's not deserved. Brighton have definitely been the better of the 2 teams. Brighton have definitely been the better of the 2 teams. It's a well-worked goal. A bit lucky in the area, but Dan Burn played it out to Solly March, who's out on the left-hand side. He sort of dribbles. He's in the area where no one commits to tackle him. Soufal is sort of tracking Burn's run, and it's an excellent run from Dan Burn, to be fair to him. He really messes up the defending there completely. Ball comes into Neil Maupay, who controls it, can't get it, tries to sort of lay it off, but it bounces back off a West Ham defender into his path. He turns and hits it early. I can't blame Fabianski for that, to be fair. It's hit at him from an awkward angle. He can't see it. It's early, but at the same time, it's 1-0. It's 1-0. I mean, changes were necessary at half-time, but already. But flipping heck. Flipping heck. So, I can't say I'm surprised. I look now the sun is coming directly through my window. I look even more like I'm in heaven, which I'm not. I could not be less like I'm in heaven. What can I do about this? That's not our problem. When CB comes back at halftime, I'll maybe try and sort that out. I don't know. We'll just deal with it. Foshizi, Gary Neville just said Moyes selected a team like he's playing against Real Madrid, paid too much respect. Spot on. I completely agree. I think it's infuriating to see. There is the halftime whistle. It's West Ham United 0, Brighton 1. CB is here. Charlie, my friend, how do you feel?
I'm fuming. What I tell you, Mope, cheeky little monster out there. Hold up play, nice bing bang bosh right at the back of the net. Listen, scared money don't make money. That's what we say where I'm from. Scared money don't make money. And we out there playing set up scary style. They had possession the whole time. They had, we had one shot on goal. We had no flow. You know, like I said, there's no way that we're going to be able to maintain possession set up that way. Okay, every time Bowen would shoot down the side, they try to give him the ball. He's got two guys on him. They got Haller out there. He ain't going to make those runs. It's just a waste. It's a waste. Put somebody that could do. If you're not going to play to his strength, then what have him out there? You know, set up for the counter. We need somebody that could run. I don't care if they're a striker, a wing. I don't care what they are. They got to be able to run. You know, he's got me fuming. Listen, first, and you know, we're lucky. Let me tell you something. We're lucky that they're finishing like a bunch of mooks, Brighton. Because the first hit, back, wham, gets behind us, shoots it to the beer man. Lucky on us. Troussard shoots it across. Back doesn't get his booty on it like he wants to, right? What else? The header. Webster, bang. Luckily, it went right to Fabs. Okay, we can't live like that. You can't live off that. What are we going to get lucky every game? What are we going to be like? Oh, I hope the crossbar blocks all the shots. I hope they miss the penalties. You know, well, what are we doing? Come on, Moyes. Listen, if he doesn't bring Ben Rama on there, we should be taking advantage of that. He's doing my nutting. Anybody, you know, if they want to get upset with me, fine. I don't sugarcoat it. I say what it is. We're letting them punch us in the face, and we're not even, we can't hit him back. Come on, man. He's doing my nutting right now.
James Gunn with a £2 donation. Thank you very much, James. Without Arnie plus Mickey, Antonio, Moyes wouldn't have a career. I mean, this is the frustrating thing, right? Is you're looking at, we both picked out, you picked it out specifically, looking at just basically saying, Bowen's going to have to do magic here. He's going to have to do it. You've just said it again there. Like, we've created next to nothing. We're very, very one-dimensional, even more one-dimensional than I thought we'd be. Like, looking at that, like I was just talking about it, right? But the opportunity about 5 minutes ago where we had the ball in a crossing area and everyone was like, right, we're crossing this in. No one thought to maybe drop off a bit, give a passing option. No one thought to just change it up slightly to give a different thing. They all just stood in a perfect line across the box with Brighton covering each one of them to say, right, cross the ball in. Let's have a go at this. And it's fine. I understand that. I'm not saying you can't cross the ball, but that's all we have and we're creating nothing from it. Nothing. It's like, what do you do? What do you do when that's that situation? If you're one of the players, like Gary Neville on the commentary, I can't remember who the other commentator is, kept saying it on our feed. Oh, West Ham are going to get better. West Ham are going to get better because West Ham have got people on the bench. It's because no one started. It's because no one started. I don't know what Moyes was expecting. I don't know what's, and like you say, like, they kept wasting chances. Someone in the chat brought up, I think it might have been Sofian, right? They can't finish for love nor money, can Brighton right now. They're struggling. Like that Mopai goal, to be fair, is an excellent finish. But it wasn't like, Every other opportunity they've had, they fluffed all of them. Like you say, Welbeck's got into a couple of good positions, hasn't been able to just put it into the net. There's been a couple of good opportunities, but they've just not been able to finish. And the one that does is the one you wouldn't expect him to finish, because Jesus Christ, he had to turn, swivel, shoot at the same time. How do we change that? What do we do? Because it's incredible. I think we both have the same answer. I think everyone in the chat has the exact same answer. It's whether David Moyes does it or not. But what would you do to change this at halftime?
I would put Lanzini where Noble's at. Okay, or I would put Ben Rama on the outside, and maybe we might have to switch to a 4 at the back so we can go forward. But if we do that, I wouldn't put Cresswell. I'd leave Johnson in, maybe take off Cresswell, and put some attacking players in there, because we getting into the final third, and like you said, it's just stand about ball. Nobody's giving go. There's no creativity. There's nothing. And like I said, if we're relying on Bowen right now. But the thing about it is, Brighton knows this. They're not going to let him get the ball. That's all you got to do. Put mans on him. Don't let him get the ball. And then he can't do anything with the ball. Yeah. Right? It's like I said, he was going down the side. Once they shot it to him, he had a guy in front of him. He had a guy behind him just mugging him. Straight rob. It was nothing he could do. They're putting him in a position where, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I know that, oh, the boy, he don't have that. Listen, there's enough guys on that sideline right now where we can have a mix of defense and attack. Yeah. Right now in the first half. That is. I toned down my Brooklyn. I almost said some bad words. Listen. Bring on somebody that can maintain the ball. You understand? We got Haller and Bowen. Like I told you, Haller's not chasing down nothing, man. So why are we playing that way? It makes no sense. To be honest, I'd rather put Bowen where Haller is and be like, all right, you be the up top guy. And maybe put Lanzini on the outside. Put Ben Rama on the other side and give a go at it. What are we going to have? The whole team in the backfield? We already have Souček, Rice. You know, we got the general back there. We got Augie. And, you know, Ogbonna saved us because Welbeck was like in the 40 or something minute. He got through again. And then Ogbonna tapped it. You know what I mean? Yeah. We can't keep living off that. And then sooner or later, one of them chances is going to get in. We're lucky we're not down 3-0 right now, to be honest.
I agree.
I mean, that's just reality.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating to watch. I think the worst thing is it's not a shock. And that's the thing, is I look at it and I think, I don't know what your plan was. I honestly can't think what your plan was. If you thought, Gary Neville on Sky Sports brought it up. He was talking about the 3 midfield, and he sort of said how you'd expect them to be sort of battling and stuff, but they were completely and utterly all over us the entire game. You could see that from the lineup, from the get-go. You looked at our lineup and thought, well, we know how we're going to play. We know we're going to play defensive football anyway. What are we planning? What do we think is going to happen here? Like, what do we think? Like, obviously, we're going to go down the line. We're going to cross it in. We're going to get chances from corners and everything. And I know people, this is going to annoy some people because I know people don't like talking about stats, and XG specifically is like a thing, right? I was listening to a thing a couple of weeks ago about XG. It was talking in terms of Arsenal, because Mikel Arteta in a press conference said they need to cross more. And they said the two highest teams who had the highest XG from corners per game this season were West Ham, from crossing, per game this season were West Ham and Liverpool. And that was only 0.3, right? Now, if you don't understand what XG, you're not scoring. Like, we've got the most from crosses, we've got the most from corners. The stat came up during the game, right? We've got 9 or something. But realistically, you're not creating that much. Most defenders are quite comfortable. You look at them, right? Brighton have done this. Other teams have done this to us. We'll get a lot of crosses in because they'll let you. They'll look at you and go, they'll show you down the line and go on then, cross it. We got Dan Burn, we got Lewis Dunk, we got these people. They'll control that. That's fine. Now, we're better than most teams in the league heading the ball in. Don't get me wrong. We got Souček, we got people who can do it, right? But that's our only thing we've got. And that situation, and I know I've brought it up already, but that situation is so frustrating because all it takes is one of those 4 players who are in a direct straight line waiting for the ball to come across to drop off a little bit. All of a sudden, Brighton's defense has to go, okay, someone has to go move him. Someone has to move out. If we pull that back, that's a dangerous opportunity. All this stuff. But no, we're one-dimensional. They know we're one-dimensional. And it's a case of just sitting there and going, well, all right.
Yeah, that's why I said they when their fans was mad that they started Burn. But I was like, listen, they putting him in there because he's a big body. And the only thing they're worried about is headers. That's it. That's the only thing they're wearing. Like you said, we got to pull them out of position. If we can't, if they could go back and get their shape, listen, we're not getting in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could maybe deflection, maybe you get a cheeky little, sneak one in there.
Yeah.
But if you break it down by numbers, if they're in shape, it's going to be harder for us to get in. Mm-hmm. And right now, they're keeping shape like a top fit model. We need to bring in Lanzini, Ben Rama, some to pull them defenders out. Yeah. Just like when we were playing Crystal Palace. When Lanzini came up through the middle and then he shot that ball to Super Pal, what happened? The center halves had to come up, right? And then, then they backtrack, and now they're in disarray. Bing! There you go. There goes the chance. If we let them just line up, like, create that wall, it's going to be hard, and that's what's going on right now, man. Let's go, man. Let's bring in Lanzini, Ben Rama, and let's get their shape like Rosie O'Donnell. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. We need to get him in the Rosie O'Donnell shape.
Get him in that Rosie O'Donnell shape. It's like, it's so. I mean, we'll see, right? Moyes is legendarily slow, right? When you see the change, he's not making it for at least another 20 minutes. Sometimes he tells them to warm up, they get stripped off, and they're still another 10 minutes away from getting subbed on. The man's slow. Even he has to look at this and go, right, we need to make a change now. We need to move. We need to do something. And it's again, it's obvious. You take off Noble, and again, I said this during the thing. What do you think about Noble's performance? I'll ask you that first before I say anything.
Man, I love Noble. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my ace. That's my right-hand man. But he's just out there. He's just a passenger. Yeah. It looks just like the last game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The last game where he played, no tackle. What do he have? One tackle. He had no dribbles, no shots. You're gonna put him in there behind people and expect him. Okay, well, he's not creating nothing. And to be honest, defensively, he don't have the wheels no more. To go and cover, Lallana and Basama that are running around. He can't chase these guys down all game. He said it. It's his words, so they can't be mad at me. Even Noble said, listen, you can't rely on me for a whole game. Yeah. Remember last year? This is this man's words. Yeah. And here we are. Now we're starting to rely on him more and more and more and more. And a lot of that has to do with the depth and our owners not big. But, it's just a madness. We could have put Lanzini on. To keep possession of the ball. Let's get on their side of the field, feed it to Haller, and let's nick one in there. You know what I'm saying? Because this is ridiculous. This is just, it does my nut in right now.
And everyone, and that's the thing. Everyone in the chat says the exact same stuff. Everyone knows, and everyone knows. It's so frustrating to see. It's unbelievably frustrating. I think you get. Literally any, I don't get it. Kevin Burling says, for example, where is it? It's just gone. Give me a second, Kevin. I apologize. It was, you cannot blame the players. It's Moyes' system. Take off Noble. I agree. It is Moyes' system. And the thing is, it's not, the players aren't necessarily to blame here. It's just like, there is part of me thinks there is some blame to be had, but it's not, I don't blame it at Noble's feet, right? I know people are talking a lot about Noble, and I think that's totally fair. I think you can play Noble in certain systems, but this one and the one before, you're making him a passenger. You're basically forcing him to do that because he's not going to get up and down, like you say. He's not got the legs for it. He's not got the pace. He's not got the energy for it anymore. He just doesn't. That's not his age. So he can't get up and down like he used to do. He's not a world-class attacking player. He's not a world-class defensive player. There are systems which you can work with. Maybe you put him in a double pivot and you protect him with a 5 or something. I think maybe you get some more out of him. But to be honest with you, you can't put him here and then go because this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna be stranded in the middle of the pitch where he can't really affect the game or do anything. If he goes forward, my God, is he not getting back on time? If he's back to back, my God, he's not getting forward in time. Then what's he doing? Realistically, what is he doing? Noble's best time has always been passing it to the better players. Passing it to the creative players, getting the ball. Even like when he had his best season last season at Upton Park, his whole job, he said it himself, was basically pass the ball to Dimitri Payet, right? Who's he passing to in his team? There's only 2 attacking players, and there's like, you can't really. What is he expected to do? Like, I don't.
The entire midfield is defensive. The entire midfield is defensive right now, and poor Rice. Like I told you, he's gonna have to, for us to have some kind of flow, he's gonna have to push the ball forward. And he did a couple of times, right? He even got down the outside. Yeah. But see, when we do that, who's covering for him? Noble. Then you got Noble and Suchek behind there, or maybe Noble by himself. And so if they get the ball from us and go on a run, Noble's not man in that middle field. He can't do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say that, but Moyes is, I got to say what I see.
Yeah.
And it just hurts to watch Noble like this. It really does. It really does hurt my heart, man, to see how this is playing out.
Russ Budden in the chat, of course, stadium announcer Russ Budden is calling in. I won't do the accent because I'm not Tom. I can't do it. He says that he feels there's a double sub. I reckon a double sub at halftime. Just a feeling. Now, of course, Ross Ruck's in the stadium. He says Yarmo and Lanzini. And we're seeing Foshizi saying Yarmolenko for Bowen, so I assume people have seen stuff, and Noble off for Lanzini. Looks to be what's happening. Do you think that's the correct thing to do? Noble off Lanzini and Yarmolenko on for Bowen?
Man. I would leave Bowen on. I would leave. Well. I would leave Bowen on, and if he takes Haller off, Yarmolenko could play up top for his national team. Okay, he's not lightning fast, but he has a little more wheels than Haller. Lanzini, yeah, I like that, because then we could, they can't just press him. They're gonna have to stay back a little bit because Lanzini will hit him with that magic. They have to be aware of that, right? So that's gonna help break their shape, and that's what we need. But I wouldn't take Bowen off. I know he probably needs a rest because we're running him to death. Listen, I keep Bowen on there. I put in Lanzini in the middle. And I put Ben Rama on the left. Let's give Benny a go. I understand. Listen, we're already down a goal. We might be playing for the draw now. Because like I said, I don't see us scoring a lot in this game with how we was lined up. And now we're behind. And we're lucky. We are lucky that they didn't finish them chances that they had, because we could be down 3-0, and I don't think it really would matter, the substitutions. But he needs to bring on some people that could keep the ball. You understand? Because Noble, listen, who's Noble, like you said, who's Noble going to give it to? We love Rice. He could go forward a bit, but he's not techers. You know what I'm saying? And then we're relying on him to be the defensive mid.
Yeah. So
we can't rely on him to go forward. It's a madness.
I'll let you guys the second half get us underway, but just before we go, final score prediction. Now you know the subs.
Oh man. See, I say 2-0 Brighton. This ain't looking good. But if they do some subs, we might sneak out a draw. But they're gonna have to bring Benny and the boys on.
All right, period. Fair enough. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. Actually, let the people know your Twitter once more, because I want people to follow you, because you're a legend.
At Charlie Boy Woo, WHU. Love y'all. Come on, Iron.
Enjoy the game, bro. There you go. There's Charlie Boy. The game is back underway. Substitutions have happened. I'm gonna fix this timer because it's been broken the entire time, hasn't it? Let's be real about it, guys. There we go. Let's just get this correct. Where are we at? We'll hit that, and then we're back in time. We're back in time. There we go. Taking off Bowen's a weird one. I don't know about that at all. I think you keep Bowen on. I think the obvious answer is you keep Bowen on. You take off Haller with a header. Safe. I think the obvious answer really would be you take off Bowen. You take off Noble for one of them. Get maybe a 3, and if you really want to go with a 4-2-3-1, and you take off one of the defenders, as CB said, potentially even Cresswell. We'll see, though. I mean, Yarmolenko is a different type of... He plays in the same position, but he's a different type of player to Bowen. Bowen's more of a dribbler. Yarmolenko will cut inside, do something a bit fancy, and then try to take a shot. We're probably just looking to try to take some shots at this point. I don't know. But everyone, I should stress, go follow CB. He's an absolute legend. Such a genuine dude. Absolute don. Do go follow. Thank you, sir. If you see this, thank you. I appreciate it. So, here we go. I'm going to eat more of this halloumi. I can't lie to you. It's difficult, CB, not to swear sometimes. I can't lie. I found it as well. There's been 1 or 2 times you've probably noticed on the stream, people will have noticed watching it, where I have broken and just started swearing because I've just no longer given a crap. But I try not to most of the time, you know, for Ham's chat's sakes more than mine. Jazza Jay, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. X tweeted Moyes wasn't keen on signing Ben Rama. Well, I mean, we sort of knew this at the time. Unfortunately. And it's this was the problem. This was always going to be the problem when we signed him. Was if you sign someone the manager doesn't want, he's not going to play him. So what's the point in signing him? And he's a loss of money. And now not only that, here's a problem. We're going to get Moyes is almost certainly going to get a new contract. Right? Now, would it surprise me if he didn't? No, I sort of said it earlier in the season and it caused some uproar with a certain individual. But I do think there is a situation which potentially they do the same thing they did with Pellegrini, in that they go and get a big fancy Dan manager or whatever. But realistically, Moyes is staying. Realistically, Moyes is going to be here for long term. We don't have any money to spend in January, supposedly. The inbuilt excuse of Ben Rama exists. Next summer, 25 million is going to Brentford for Ben Rama, no matter what. And that's a player the manager doesn't want. What the hell kind of... It's close. What the hell kind of, like, transfer dealings is that? It's stupid. It's genuinely stupid. It's stupid. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Anyway. Chicken. One of the other things about food cams and food on stream, so I don't have Tom here to cover for me while I eat now. So I sort of just have to chew and swallow real quick and just mute myself not to annoy people to sound. This is the thing. We've got a free kick in a decent area. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully, if it's a shot, if we get a shot on target, I'll be happy. Cresswell's standing over it. It's on the left-hand side. Puts the ball into an okay area. It forces Ryan into a bit of a flapping. Not even Ryan, sorry. They're playing Sanchez instead of Ryan. Because Ryan has been poor. Opportunity goes a waste. No shot. Don't know what that was. No idea what that was. A lot like this formation. Anyway. Do you ever talk to yourself and realise, I'm just a bit unhinged? That's what happened there. That's what happened there. Halloumi now. Love you too, Jeffrey. Didn't know I needed a bit of Charlie ASMR in my life. Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Clips. You know, I could do it. I could do it. I would start tapping the mic, but I realised how annoying everyone else would be, so I won't. Russ Bud and the squeakiest of the cheese. It is, isn't it? Do you know what? I do genuinely love halloumi, and since moving here, I've become a connoisseur of the halloumi burger. I've had it with everything, right? But it's very squeaky, and it's not the one for a stream. I did try to shove it in my mouth in time for the beginning of the stream. I had a fried halloumi and chicken sandwich, but I didn't finish it, so I've just got a bit of halloumi left now, unfortunately. And it's just sat there. It's a shame. It's a shame. Do love halloumi though, but it's squeaky as all hell. My lord. My lord. But yeah, Clips. I'm so tempted to start doing ASMR now. I've seen enough of it on Twitch. I know what I'm doing. Tap the mic, stroke it a bit. Get like a... I'll turn the mic off when I do it, but... that sort of stuff. I know what I'm doing, but... for everyone else's sake, I won't do it. I won't do it. Have you ever just sat there and come to the realization that we are tosh? Yes, I have. Very frequently. Very frequently, and it's caused problems. How long will it take to others to realise what I realised years ago? Moyes is a useless, clueless clown. Useless, clueless clown is an excellent turn of phrase for a start. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Again, I'm trying to temper myself. I'm trying to temper myself because Tom's not here, so I can't go wild and have protection. I have no protection anymore. I'm unprotected. Charlie, can you imagine if you did that and that's the moment Gio tuned in? Gio might be into ASMR, I don't know. It's Gio strikes me as a person... Right, I'm going to say this. Sorry for punching the mic there. I'm going to say this and risk it. Gio is the sort of man, in my opinion, who would like ASMR but doesn't know what it is yet. You know? All it would take is someone to introduce it to him and then he might be away with it, but I'm just putting it out there. Steve Bruce says we deserve something from this game. I appreciate it, Steve. You know, from a learned man such as yourself. I do appreciate that. I would disagree with you. Respectfully, sir, of course. But I would disagree with you this time. But it's good to hear from someone, a learned man of the game, a true football man, such as yourself, to really, you know, to just understand. We're passing the ball around okay, not really. We're doing okay, but we're not. Yarmolenko tumbles in the area, no pen. I don't think it was a pen anyway. We're passing the ball around okay, but we're not going anywhere with it. And again, the players aren't really creating any space with it. We're just sort of, that's a person, pass it to him. That's a person, pass it to him. There's no movement. There's no nothing, you know? Infinite life. I didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, though, as we're all West Ham family. Of course. Of course. Of course, and to be fair, I don't think anyone would take it away, you know. So just having a little look through your chat. Having a little chat through. Roy's returned. Good to see you, Roy. I think West Ham have been disciplined, shown great character, and have done very, very well. Just the lack of good work in the other end of the pitch separate the two teams. Which end of the pitch? Because Brighton have had many more shots than us, created many more chances, have scored, and we've done basically nothing up the other end. So which one, Roy? Is the question I would ask. I think if you said throughout the season that would be true. Today, I don't know. I don't know, Roy. I don't know. James Garn Moyes is 100% to blame. If I see him getting more than 2 on the player ratings, I'm having words. Gio and Gonzo's area on the Patreon, not mine. Not mine. And thankfully, I don't have to, because my ratings would annoy people. My ratings would annoy people on the Patreon show. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. But yeah, so that's their area. My Patreon show is 2 Spanners, 1 Ham and Ham's Chat exclusive Patreon podcast made just for you. You can get involved with. Join the Patreon if you want. I wouldn't say do it now. Well, I'm not telling you not to. But, you know, now's not the right time. Wait until New Year. Then do it. That'll be the right time. For your wallet. For your wallet, that would be the right time. Chippy 999. Lanzini looks good, but I know Gio likes Yarmolenko. He's a one-trick pony to me. If your trick is good, then that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't necessarily disagree with you, I don't think, actually, to be fair. But if your trick's good, being a one-trick pony is not a bad thing. I would say that I think Yarmolenko can be unbelievably effective. I think he needs a bit of support, though. Maybe dragging it away from him a little bit, you know? Dragging the defenders away from him a little bit. Because once he gets a little space, Jesus Christ, can he be effective? I don't know. We'll see how the game develops. But I do see what you're saying. Everyone can see what needs to happen. Why can't Moyes? Does he need glasses? Says Ben Cargill. I think he's fighting for his career, and if we're being honest about it, he's playing. He manages like it's for his career, like he has no choice, like he's being scared. You know, he's shook. He is shook. Jeffrey Steady, Charlie, why are you a West Ham fan? I want the whole story. Oh, hang on, Jeffrey. We'll come back to that. Russ, I will attempt to do the accent. There's been a goal, but for who, Russ Budden? For who? That's the accent. I can stop looking at the chat so I don't get spoilers. For who, Russ Budden? How was that? I don't think it was very good. Tom, if you see this, let me know how that was. There's been a goal, Jeff. No, none of those are good. None of those are good. I will now stop to look at the chat so I don't see spoilers, and I will continue to look at screen. It's like, you know when you play Football Manager, right? And there's a highlight, and you see it, and it's like, ooh. So there's currently a highlight, and it started with us, which is a good thing. Although it's been headed back towards Brighton. Oh, no, we've headed it back. This is very exciting, people. This is very exciting. Haller, Souček, Rice. Switch out to Soufal quickly. Bit slow, but we got it there eventually. We're in a good position. We're in a good position. This is giving me dangerously high hope, seeing as I know a goal's coming. Oh, Yarmolenko. Oh. Yeah, Johnson. Ben Johnson. Come on. Ben Johnson. His first goal for the club. Good to see. It came from across, as we all knew it would. As we all knew it would. It did come from across. Ben Johnson. You love to see it. So the ball was played across. It was the squaring of the ball was very slow for me, but it's fine. Ball comes out to Yarmolenko eventually on the far right. A couple of step overs. He's just taking the defender. The tiniest bit of space. Whips in a really good ball, to be fair. Now, neither Souček or Lanzini can capitalise on it. Lanzini manages to sort of lay it just off to Johnson, who opens up his body and just slots it in. Do you know what? For a right back, that's a very composed finish from Ben Johnson. Just strokes it into the top corner, past the defenders. It's 1-1. Come on, shirt off, Charlie. Not yet, Jeffrey. It's going to take a lot more than that. I'll tell you that much. I will tell you that much. It will take a hell of a lot more than that. It will take a hell of a lot more than that to make me take my shirt off. The first time it happened, I said no. I'm not planning to do it anytime soon. But it's 1-1. I'm just trying to make sure the numbers are a bit balanced, because they're a bit off. There we go. 1-1. Okay, we're back in it. We're back in it. To an extent. Also, if I was to take my shirt off, there is, spoilers, there is, hang on, another shirt underneath. So you just see my pajamas at that point, as opposed to a nice Christmas jumper. Here we go. Now we've got it. My WhatsApp is going wild right now. It's really annoying and covering the screen. Now we're back in this. Step to him. Move it a bit more. The fact we didn't flipping start with some of these players is ridiculous. Lanzini specifically. Just fam. But we're there now, and we're making moves, and we're attacking more. Yarmolenko, and that's the thing, Chippy. That was his one trick, to be fair, but it's gone incredibly well for him now, hasn't it? Again, it's a really good finish from Johnson, to be fair to him. Really, really genuinely composed. For a right back, his first senior goal. Fair play, Ben. Fair play. Fair play. By the power of Russ, what a man. Russ just comes in and lets us know. Do you know what the beautiful thing about Russ is? Doing that. Is that I can get spoilers from the chat. You saw it. The Tottenham third goal with Tom taking his shot off is a great example. I saw from the chat that we'd equalised before Tom did. So I had it spoiled for me, but that way I could close it and just show Tom's reaction. Because that's what everyone wants to see, right? Everyone wants to see the reaction. Russ spoils it, but at the same time, it means I don't know who it's for. And so I can just concentrate on that and nothing else. So I don't get spoiled. So if anything, in my world where I am slightly delayed than everyone else while reading the chat and trying to interact, it's the best way it goes. Jeffrey, so your West Ham story, Charlie. Yes, sorry, apologies. Goddamn Russ and his football. and his goals, Russ Boss. What a man. If you don't already, subscribe to My Time is 11, of course. Do you know what? It's not a long story, if I'm being real with you. Basically, it's the same as everyone else. It's the same as most people. My dad supported West Ham. My dad is a West London boy. I'm a North London boy. But the only reason my dad supported West Ham, no one else in the family does. It was just my dad. And that's because when it came time for him to pick a football team, he... I can't remember what tube station it was that was closest to him when he was a kid. But the tube station, it had, I think, the district line on it, which obviously went all the way to Upton Park. It was the easiest ground to get to. It wasn't the quickest. He could have gone, Brentford, Chelsea, anyone like that. And I went to quite a few Brentford games when I was a kid. Because some of Dad's friends supported Brentford because, again, he lived in West London. So I went to a few Brentford games when I was a kid. But... West Ham were the easiest to get to because you get on a train and it's just one train all the way there. So you don't have to do anything. That's what he did. And then obviously when I'm a kid, not much choice would be the answer. Well, not much choice. I wanted to, obviously. But so when not to get deep, but so I always supported West Ham, but I was the only person because obviously you live in North London. No one else in my family supports West Ham. My mum does, but because of me, she just sort of follows them and hopes they win because, I support them. And whenever we talk on the phone or whatever, she'll be like, oh, West Ham had a good result, or, oh, I was unlucky West Ham the other day or whatever. But she doesn't watch the games or anything, She just checks it on the BBC News website. Lanzini going for it. Having a couple more attacking players on means we can actually kick the ball. What a time to be alive and actually go for shots. But yeah, so I used to go to games with my dad, but not very often because we were really poor. So we didn't even have Sky either. So I basically would just watch on Match of the Day the entire time. I wouldn't go to games because we couldn't afford to. I wouldn't watch the games because we had Sky. So it was either we watched it in the pub, or if we were on TV, or I would just watch Match of the Day and keep up through FIFA. Really, if I'm being honest, when I was younger. And then when my dad passed away when I was 15, I had no one else. I literally didn't know a single other person who supported West Ham, apart from Mum. So I would just watch it by myself. And by that point, I discovered totally legal streams online, and so I'd watch them all online that way. And then I bought a season ticket when I had money because I used to be an accountant, so I actually had money for a while, which was fun. So that was when I bought a season ticket at Upton Park. Season ticket for a couple of years in the East End. East End, second row. And then, last season at Upton Park, I dropped my season ticket because I'd left being an accountant at that point. Decided to save money because, I was trying to make video stuff work for me. So I left I left my season ticket, and that's when I became part of Ham Utd. That's when Ham Utd started. Last season at Upton Park. And that's when I started to actually know other people who supported West Ham. But before then, I would keep up just via Knees Up Mother Brown and Stop Hammer Time and the Knees Up Mother Brown podcast. Really was it. That was the way I've kept up with West Ham. So yeah, and now we're here, sitting on a live stream, watching us draw 1-1 with Brighton. What a time to be alive. Am I right? Roy Hodgson, what did I tell you, sir? You were correct. I did say I respected you. Positive action leads to positive results. If you do some very good things at the other end of the pitch, you will get results. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point, Roy. You raise a good point. Also raising a good point. Damn government used to get their big boy pants on and make football affordable for everyone. Yo, it's wild. Especially when I hear people from other countries who have better TV deals than we do, and we live in the country where the sport is played, or the Premier League is played. It's insane. You can't, watching it on TV is insanely expensive. Watching it in the grounds is insanely expensive. It's a very expensive thing, football, and that's for me who lives in London. If I wanted to, I could walk. Good opportunity for Brian. It's off. If I wanted to, I could walk to the ground. It would take me a couple of hours. I've done it though. I've walked back from the ground before. When we've done filming days and that in Stratford, I have walked back before. But it does take a couple of hours.
It's frustrating though that it's just so expensive, because even for me who lives here, it's an expensive thing to do. That doesn't even count the people like Gio who come down from Scotland and whatnot, who are spending a lot of money, like a lot of money. It's crazy. It's legit crazy how much it is. Jeffrey, beautiful story, Charlie. Now you know, literally surrounded by people watching the game. I know it's the best. It is the best. It's like Hammer's Chat's done a lot of good things for me, but like having the opportunity to sit and talk with people about West Ham is the big thing. It means it's not all stuck in my head. My family are my mum and my girlfriend are probably quite pleased because they used to get it. So I've seen there's been a goal in the chat, but I haven't seen it yet. So corner is played in, dunk, goal. There you go. There you go. The commentators just said VAR is going to have a look at it, but as of now, it is 2-1 to Brighton. Again, that was a situation where I got a boss word from me in the chat, you know. So the corner comes in, so we're seeing Haller and Dunk are fighting for it. Souček, is that Souček with a diving header off Dunk? For what it's worth, I don't think it was handball. For what it's worth, I don't think it's a handball. We're seeing the VAR check now. Souček's diving header. What a freeze frame on Thomas Souček diving into him, by the way. I think it hits off his hip. It seems to look that way on the VAR as well. Why is there a contact on the arm? That's unbelievably close, to be fair. It's really harsh. In my opinion, I would give him the benefit of the doubt. Because it's so unbelievably tight. I genuinely can't tell. I would give him the benefit of the doubt and say it should be a goal. Frustratingly, of course, but I do think that. Gary Neville's saying the same thing, basically. He's saying it would be harsh. No handball. Goal being given. 2-1 to Brighton. Well, we're creating a bit more now. We're doing a bit more, so it's not the end of the world at this point, but obviously incredibly disappointing. Frustrating. For me, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Sucks. Sucks, but I would have given him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I couldn't properly tell from that. So I can't sit here and say that it should be disallowed or anything like that, because I genuinely don't know. I might be able to beat the P today. That might be a thing that happens. I don't need to go yet, and we've got 20 minutes left. I reckon I've got this. I've got this on lock. Just while I'm here, so obviously CB has been on before the game and at half time. If you want to be one of those people, you can be. Hit me up, slide into the DMs, slide into my DMs at atoplad. You can do it in the Discord, link below, let me know, or on Twitter. Let me know, and we'll try and make it happen. I would love to have people on. That's the goal. That's the aim. Because again, like I said at the beginning of it, it's been a case of like, and what you were just saying with Jeffrey there, the best thing about doing these things with Tom was always interacting with the chat and getting involved, right? Me and Tom obviously get on like a house on fire and chatting on, Jesus Christ, you should hear us when we're playing on PlayStation together, whatever, right? But like getting chat with you, and so bringing you into that, like now Tom's not here, I have the space to do that a little bit, trying to do that a little bit more. Today was a bit of a test run just to see if the tech worked, which it did, by and large. So I think, yeah, it's something I want to do. So if you want to get involved and do that, if you want to be in the CB position, hit me up, slide in the DMs. I honestly can't tell whether it hit him on the arm or not. I genuinely can't. My gut says that it didn't. the first time I saw it. Then the VAR checks were saying, and I still didn't think it did. It was incredibly close, but because of the fact it looked like it didn't, I would have given the benefit of the doubt. I would have given the benefit of the doubt and said, it's a goal, we move on. We have to step back up on this one. We have to step back up. Brighton's first half, they were completely and utterly dominant. Second half has been a bit better from us. We've done a couple of little bits here and there. But we need to step it up another gear. And it's one of those situations. I'm looking at it, there's a shot here of David Moyes with Brighton's manager. Why is his name just gone out of my head? It doesn't matter. The point is, it's if you were saying stereotypes, you'd go, David Moyes has been out-tacticked here. I think David Moyes is out-tacticked himself here. Of course, David Moyes is in the chat, no offence, so I don't mean to disrespect you in that. I think David Moyes is out-tacticked himself here. That first half performance tactically was all over the shop. Second half, he's stepped it up a little bit and gone for it, but he still made a couple of changes that were a bit weird. I don't know. I don't know what he was expecting. Now, we should take some solace that they had to get VAR on their side to have that goal. But at the same time, do something. Because after their goal, I think Brighton have been most in control after their goal now. They're sort of striding about. We're not really getting any possession of the ball whatsoever at this point, and it's Graham Potter. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Yanjo. Graham Potter. Don't know why it left my head all of a sudden. I like him as well. I should know it, but we'll see. Hang on, I'm just gonna mute myself a sec. The rustling of wrappers. I didn't want to be too loud because it was very close to the mic. Because I'm having a mint chocolate eclair. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, mint chocolate eclair. They're very nice. I didn't know if I'd like them, but then we got a bag of them and now they're gone. Because I've eaten them all, you know. I've eaten them all. Where's the opening? There we go. Found it. Found it. Sufal's getting frustrated now. You can see him there. He wanted to pass the ball out and there were just no options. And as Alzate closes him down, he turns around and shouts forward as if to say, give me options. Like, what am I meant to do? Striding forward is Cresswell. We need to take opportunities like this. I mean, Brighton set up correctly. To be honest with you, Brighton set up correctly. They didn't really go ham. They didn't really play like they try to do usually with the possession and the attacking and everything else. They've sort of just sat deep a little bit and gone, yeah, you can, yeah, okay. And they've not gone wild. And I think that's the right thing to do against us. You let us be the aggressors. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not been fully the case. It's not an extreme of that. It's not they're playing outright defensive football like, say, Newcastle did against us, which worked a dream for Newcastle as well. But they've not been as in control as I potentially expected, or as on the front foot as I expected. They've obviously been the better team. They've obviously been more in control of the game, but they've not been as further forward as I expected. And I think that's worked for us, to be honest with you. I think that's worked for us. CB and James Gunn both talking about Basuma there. Yeah, Basuma's been great. He's very, very good as Basuma. Gio was the one who first brought him up to me. And since then, all I've done is notice how good he is. Rice. Poor. I can't lie to you, Deckers. Can't lie to you, mate. Poor. Zero width says Foshizi. Ow. There says Charlie. My phone dropped. The headphone got ripped out of my ear. It's an L on all parts. Okay, there we go. We're back. Zero whip says Foshizi. Where is Ben Rama? Also, Khalid says, where is Ben Rama as well? I've got my cover. If you didn't know. I've got my cover. Yeah. Realistically, yeah. The introduction of Lanzini was a lot better. Exactly what CB was saying. It allowed us a little bit more control, a little bit more class on the ball. Allowed us to control possession a bit more. The introduction of Ben Rama maybe just transitioning into a whole sort of a 4-2-3-1 would potentially be the way to go now. We're down already. You might as well step to him a bit. This isn't working. In my opinion, you'd probably take off Cresswell. It's exactly what CB said, actually. You probably take off Cresswell and you bring on Ben Rama. Leave Lanzini in a central position. Get Ben Rama out on the left. Yarmolenko on the right. Haller up front. Really, really try and turn the screw on him. Go for it. As Russ Budden comes in and says, Saeed is coming on. Russ Budden in the chat. I'm trying the accent again. I'm not good at it. Russ Budden. Russ for who? Saeed. Ben Rama's coming on, says Russ. Sorry, everyone. I can't do the accent. But I never really watched Soccer Saturday, so I wouldn't. So I'm not even doing the accent. I'm doing an impression of Tom doing the accent. You know what I mean? I wonder who he's coming on for. Oh, there's been a goal, Jeff. There's been a goal, Russ. But for who? For who? That felt a little bit better. It didn't feel great. But I've seen the word goal from Russ. So I'm gonna hold fire on the comments for a bit, just to not get any spoilers for me. And we'll see which way it goes. We're in control right now, so you'd hope it'd be us. Passing around with not much to it. Brighton are well drilled here, well disciplined. They're in good positions. They're doing well. So when the ball just came in there, it wasn't as effective as it potentially would be because they have been well placed. However, that might not be the case for long. We have a corner. Again, let's be real. Souček, Haller. We've got people in there who can header it. Rice. Ogbonna. Played in. Souček! 2-1. No, 2-2. Fuck. 2-2. 2-2. There you go. I don't know if necessarily we deserve it, if we're being honest, but it's a thing. Cresswell plays the corner in. So what we've seen here is the exact opposite. Last week, the same thing happened to us. Zonal marking has let us down, and this way, the exact same things happened. They've tried to zonal mark in the area. They've got a line of just big boys across there, and the balls come in just in front of them. Souček comes flying in, gets his head on the end of it. It's 2-2. First easy with the swear jar. Yeah, a little bit. Sorry. Sorry. I think the fact that we scored when it happened, not 12, Charlie. The fact that we scored when it happened maybe lets us off a little bit. Still. Russ Budden is like, Saeed Ben Rama has sat back down, Russ. I'm going to stop doing the accent now. Saeed Ben Rama has sat back down, says Russ Budden. We're playing for a draw. We're playing for a draw. I know you don't believe us. I know you don't believe us. I know you don't believe us. We're playing for a draw. Again, we're playing for a draw. Scenes you love to see. We scored a goal from a corner. It's not worked in any other sense. Sit back down, creative player. We're happy. 2-2 draw at home to Brighton. Where are Brighton in the table? The score's going to pause in a second. I apologise. Where are Brighton in the table? I've forgotten. Aren't they? Yeah, they're 17th. That's what I expected. Okay. I was close. It's what I expected. 17th says Uncle M. Thank you. Brighton have been so much better than us, haven't they? And Brighton haven't even been that good. That's the worst part about it. They've been better than us, but they've been like fine. they've been workable. They've been acceptable. We're like, oh my god, do something, please. Please do something, please. Oh no! I don't know what that voice is. So it deflects off someone. I can't tell who it deflects off, actually. Ball comes off. It's Dunk, I think. And then Souček just happens to be at the right place at the right time. You make your own luck. You make your own luck. You got to be in the right place at the right time. If you're in the right place, then when the right time comes, you'll be there. You know what I mean? And fair play to Souček. He's done that. Bit lucky, but it is what it is. I cannot believe Said Ben Rama sat back down after we got two. Oh my lord. As Chris said, folks pointed it out to me. Thank you for Chris Harris. Gives you the idea of the level of ambition, Russ. A 2-2 draw at home with Brighton. You get an equaliser and you're like... Chris Harris again. Ben Rama must be sat there thinking, what the hell have I done? Is there a way out of this contract? He's going to get 10 mins if he's lucky. And this is what I'm saying. Moyes is going to stay. Almost certainly, we're getting to the point where I should turn the light on. Almost certainly, Moyes is going to stay. So, he sat there thinking, oh, and he's not even joined us fully yet, but he is going to at the end of the season. Hello, in. Close. Not quite though. Oh my lord. Mopé. Ogbonna, to be fair, Ogbonna's dealt with that very well. Ogbonna's dealt with that very well. I'm fine with that. Jez Bish, if we win this, I'm going to call my mother-in-law and wish her Merry Christmas even though I hate her. Big moves, Jez. Big moves. See you later, Jeffrey. Good to see you, my friends. Enjoy Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to Ric Flair. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the drive. Stay safe. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort the lighting out. Just a second. I'm going to sort the lighting out. Because it's not bad, but it's not good. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that we're not going to score. But pull this down so you don't see my stomach. So I'm wearing my pajamas. I'm going to close these bits of curtains. Right. Now this seems counterintuitive, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. Ready for this? Skip out. We have light, ladies and gentlemen. We have light. I'm doing that thing again where I'm wearing my headphones just because it makes me feel more comfortable in life. And my hair is terrible today. I haven't done it. There is a massive screen tear. Why is that happening? Who knows? Yeah. Just because it makes me feel more comfortable because I'm not done. My hair is trash all of the time. Even though I'm not even... There's nothing happening in there. There's nothing happening in there. Because you'd be able to hear it. The countdown still carrying on. It is. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. JS. Well. The Hammer's drawing. What a surprise. Sir, from your avatar, I assume you're a Man United fan. You would understand. You would understand. what it's like, what the vibe is when you got David Moyes in charge. Let's be real. There's a very weird tear going on in the middle of the screen, and I don't know why. Sorry about that, man. I have no idea. I'm just gonna have to sit here and avoid it. Frustrating. Yes, David. Limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. What a man. What a man. Probably horrendous in many ways, IRL, but what a promo. What a promo. Jonathan Rees. What you have to remember, Ari Benrahma, is that this is not a Moyes team yet. At Everton, he built the foundation and added the flair. The same will happen here. He does not have the defenders he wants, so is having to adapt to compensate. That's true. How do I say this? How do I put this? I'm just gonna try doing something here. We have gained 30 subscribers so far. Thank you very much, everyone. For some reason, the subscriber count won't work unless it's on. If anything, let me do this actually. There we go. That might continue for it to update now. I don't know. It gets stuck sometimes, the subscriber count, and I don't know why. I need to figure that out. The Benrahma Everton thing. I think Moyes' problem in general is that he's an old manager in a new time. You know, he manages as if he has time, which he just doesn't have in modern day football. Modern day football management is about adapting. It's not, the best managers aren't necessarily the ones who can build the best teams. They're the people who can adapt the teams quickest enough to themselves and then build from there. That's the way that's the way I would word it. So when you're talking about Benrahma and stuff, I don't necessarily disagree with you. But what I would say is that you need to have Souček. Headers it back across goal. Catch. What I would say is that he doesn't have the time and luxury to do that. You have great players. You should build a team around the best players. You shouldn't come in necessarily, and I don't know, it's difficult because it's 50-50, right? It's a 50-50, it's a zero-sum game. Ultimately, I feel like this is the thing, right? So, okay, when Moyes was staying this season, there was a lot of conversations about what that meant, and the thing that we spoke about the most was there was an idea of he can work under David Sullivan. He can work under David Sullivan. Blah, 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 blah. No, I agree, John Freese. He was at Everton for 10 years, but that's what I'm saying. He's not going to get 10 years with us, so he doesn't have the time to do this sort of nonsense. He needs to step it up a gear. You've got a player as good as Benrahma. You've got a player as good as Haller. You make them work. You don't just go, I'm going to build a blah, blah. You haven't got the time. It's modern day football. You've got 18 months to figure that out. You've got to, It's one of the things we said. First of all, Wally with the 1999. Thank you so much, Wally. Again, as per usual, I say this. You don't have to, but what a man. Regardless, thank you so much, sir. I'll buy even more chocolate with it. Not that I need any more, but I will get more. I will get more. You would. How would I word this? A lot of people were saying, well, he works well under the ownership, blah, blah, blah. He works well under the ownership. He doesn't. This is a lie we're telling ourselves. He's just managed to he stumbled across a formation that works with the people we've got, which is fair enough. That I respect him for that. Someone who works well under the ownership is people who force them to do something. Whereas he has his first number one target was Eze. Then his next number one target was Tarkowski. Then his next number one target was Josh King. And we ended up signing Benrahma, who we didn't want, on loan with 25 million coming out of next year's budget to pay for it next summer when it happens. He doesn't work well under the owners. I think you look at it and it's like he doesn't have the time and he doesn't create well. So at that point, what are you doing? When you have someone like Ben Rama on the bench, what are you going to do? Just not play him? I don't know. But thank you once again, Wally. It's an interesting conversation. Jonathan Rees. We should have it again because I want to talk to more people about this stuff because I'm not sure. As Adrian Whitfield, come on, Ross. For Shazy said full time. It's fine. Thank you, Tebow, for coming. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I appreciate it. I'm sort of trying to figure out what the streams look like now without Tom. I've got ideas. Like I say, the guest thing is something that's coming along. I've got some ideas. Workshopping them a little bit. But it's going to take me a little bit of time to get there. But so I appreciate you coming with me on this journey if you have at all. I genuinely do. We'll see where it ends up going because I'm not sure yet. Well, I have ideas. So I'm just looking for the link for the review, which of course will be happening in a moment. Gio and Gonzo will be live with their review. There is the full-time whistle on my stream. Let me get the timer. Where's the timer? There it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. One more time, I'll say thank you to CB for joining me. Absolute legend, go follow him. Charlie Boy Woo on Twitter, WHU. Abdu Arkaj, Adrian Whitfield, Alan, Arsenal Fan Circle, Ben Cargill, Chippy99, Chuck, David Moyes, FE4, Foshizi, Glenn Kitely, Hammers Chat, that's me, I don't know why I said that. Triple H, the game is here. James Gunn, DeAndre Ever, Jonathan Rees, JS, Paul Nickel, Roy Hodgson, Stevie's 50, Tebow, Uncle M, Wally World, West Ham Clips, everyone else. Thank you so much for joining me. I do genuinely really appreciate it. Here comes the link. Here is the link for you all. Roll over. Enjoy the review. I don't have a phrase. The phrase is halloumi cheese. Halloumi cheese. There you go. That is the phrase, halloumi cheese. I don't know if that's how you spell halloumi. I think it is. Enjoy the review with Gio and Gonzo. I hope it goes well. 2-2. It's a shame, but we move. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the review. I hope you have a good Christmas, and I'll see you in like 2 days. Jesus Christ, what the hell? See you then. Bye, everyone.